Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manata. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk.
Howdy and aloha, everybody. It's James with Montauk. Okay, they're not stopping. It's still going. it's just fucking crazy. I mean, they meaning the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, the whole list of tyrannical, dystopian, narcissistic, sociopathic, pedophilia, crazy fucks, and there's about 200 of them, according to this guy Rickards, James Rickards, I think is Robert Rickards. Anyway, but I'm going to show you him. Um, and he warns of this and what they're going to do. But it's back. I mean, they want to do it again, and it's perfect timing. It's perfect fucking timing because we have an election coming up in about 13, 14 months, right? Maybe less than that. Um, and let's get those ballots mailed in again and get some extra time to rig it. It's just fucking like clockwork. It's not stopping. I don't see a single fucking Republican, you know, really doing something to stop these entities. To totally just call them out. I mean, I've heard this and that and the other thing, but and there's been a couple of bills that have been brought forward, which is good. But the World Health Organization has a fucking stranglehold on an American company. And the World Health Organization is just a bunch of criminals, in my professional opinion. I just believe that their goal is to do what the World Economic Forum wants, which is, 2/3 of the population. Poof, gone. There's a new Gatorade commercial out. Oh my God, it's terrible. I'll try to find it and show it to you. It's fucking terrible. It just shows if you're not drinking Gatorade, you'll poof and just disappear because of hydration. It's like a little, too close to home there, buddy. Uh, yeah, so I'm going over here to my buddy Stu Peters, right? And he's pretty much he's been all over this, and in some ways, a little much, and then many ways, spot on. He's the next generation's Alex Jones, in my opinion, and I think he's doing it. I mean, he's just trying to throw out as much information as possible. Maybe on certain cases it might be a little overload, but I would say at least 80 to 90% of the stuff that he's thrown out there, right, has come to fruition, has reared its ugly head, has actually come to pass. And what's interesting about him and Alex Jones is they're just the major conspiracy theorists. They're just propagandists, and they're just doing this for profit. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, Alex Jones is not a bazillionaire. I know that. Stu Peters is not even close. And people like myself we're just asking questions. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. We're just asking questions. We just want to, we have our own opinions. We have our own conclusions. And we just want to get a grip on what's going on. So we'll know on our end what to do and how to prepare and how to, situate our lives. But that's not what the mainstream media wants. They want complete and total chaos. And why does that do that at this time? There's no reason for that. They want complete and total chaos. They want division. They want us fighting each other, right? And they basically use the fear tactic just constantly, and then they have their little feel good moments every once in a while to make it appear like they give a shit, and they don't. If you're watching CNN, if you're even watching Fox, if you're watching MSNBC, and if you're reading LA Times, New York Times, Washington Post, and all this other stuff, you might be involved in a psyop. And a psyop means that they're dangling a worm in front of you on a very sharp hook. And it's you or the fish. And they get you to bite all the fucking time. Now, Stu's indicated here, whistleblowers say we have a few weeks, but, you know, the flu-19 is coming back, 2.0. It's already underway. People are coming down with severe colds and all this other shit. Airlines are pushing the masks again. And Target's, he's showing at Target, they're creating pickup parking spots, pickup only. Just like Walmart did, you know, in early 2020. It's fucking crazy. I have to say this because it's important for you to know this. If you're going to buy it again this time, then by all means keep taking those boosters. Take them until you are fucking blankety blank, until you're blank. Keep just you know, get a keg of mRNA, right, and just put a vial to intravenous line to it, and just stick it in you, and you know, just get it over with, because you're obviously so meek, so malleable, and so extremely complacent that they can just steer you in any direction, like a fucking remote control, like a Xbox control, like a PlayStation control. They can just move you anywhere they want, make you do whatever the fuck you want, and you're going to do it. And it's so pathetic, right? And what's interesting is also very interesting, and everything's interesting these days. We know all the Democrats will go all in again on flu-19. We know that. We know they're going to fucking push everything. If you're in a blue state, you're fucked. That's all I have to say. If you're in a blue state, a predominantly blue state, you're very much going to be fucked. I mean, they're going to, in order for you to buy food, they're going to have to be fully, and not, you know, all this other stuff, they're going to make you take the fucking Kool-Aid. That's bottom line. There's going to be tighter restrictions, tighter lockdowns. It's going to be even worse. And most of you in the blue states and the people that are Biden, you know, fucking Pedo Joe is my guy, you're going to follow the rule. Sadly, most of you are so psyoped to death, literally, and so completely brainwashed, you can't, for some reason, climb out of this enslavement hole that you've dug, and it's gigantic, and it's hundreds of feet deep. And people have been reaching down and trying their hardest to reach down in there and try to pull you out. But no. What they're doing is the best. It's safe and effective. They care about our health and well-being. I mean, they don't. And I've proven many times over on this channel and my other fucking channels, because I'm on my 8th, 7th, and 8th channel now. Thank you to the community guidelines, right? Community guidelines, community guidelines. Fucking crazy, right? So we all know that Democrats will go all in on this flu-19 2.0 mass psyop. We know that. But let us all hope that the Republicans aren't as meek, malleable, and obedient as they are. And we're going to find out. You're going to find out soon if the state you're in is going to go is compromised. And you'll know if the state you're in is compromised because it won't because it will obey the commands. It'll go along with the mass formation psychosis. It'll go along with the mass formation psychosis, and that's just That's heinous. That's terrible. But there's a group out there, and there's been a lot of research on who's doing what to who and all this other stuff. But I keep telling everybody they just want to hoard it all for themselves. I don't know how hard that is to figure out. These people are so god awful fucking rich, right? They wipe their butts with $1 billion bills. That's how much money they have. Okay, I mean it's that bad. This is what Citizens United does. This is what McCutcheon versus FEC does. This is what the Federal Reserve does. Is it creates more money for the ultra sick wealthy, sicko crazy pedo wealthy. And that's been their process for a long time. It just didn't it reared its ugly head in early 2020. That's when you had to question. You had to say, why are they closing everything down but fast food where you can like, here's my debit card, here's my money, from my ass, I pull it out of my ass and hand it to you, or right out of my saliva or mouth and snot over it, and you can have 250,000 plus fast food restaurants. Taco Bell, McDonald's, Hardee's, Carl's Jr., Del Taco, you fucking McDonald's, you name it. I mean, didn't anybody question that? I did. A few others did. And there were so many hypocritical, just crazy moments of just absolute hypocrisy that we watched over and over again. Like Gavin Newsom. Do you remember what Gavin Newsom did? On the same day, he's like mandatory lockdowns, nobody can go outside. You got to be masked, all this other stuff that they're going to do again. He gets caught in an enclosed room. There was an opening. I showed the video of the entire facility, of the exact room. 15 to 20 people were in, all partying like rock stars, not a single mask in sight, all laughing at you guys. And you still didn't get it. And then we get Nancy Pelosi out there walking around while all her slaves working on her toenails and her fingers and her hair, wearing a mask, but she's not. I mean, that happened. And then all the Super Bowl, both of them, right? The people that were telling you to get masked up and take the fucking Kool-Aid and stay in your lockdown, all went to these giant fucking extravaganza type sports events, maskless, partying like rock stars. I got pictures of them. We've seen pictures. How completely moronic, idiotic, and buffoonish do you have to be to continue to be a part of this? How? Look, if you want to think it's for money, that's fine. But then you'd have to know it's still bullshit. If you want to say, oh, they just want to get richer, yeah, okay, I get it. Okay, whatever it is. I've outlined the ultimate goal for almost 2 or 3 years now. They just want to hoard everything for themselves. They don't need you anymore. You're completely and absolutely and totally expendable. You're collateral damage. They don't give a fuck. They really don't. To you, you're just ants. You're less than ants. This is the mentality of these people. And the people, there's about 200, and I'm going to show you just a few of them right now. So if we jump over here to this YouTube video. Now this guy right here, right? This guy is Jim Rickards. Yeah, Jim Rickards. Renowned economist and financial expert reveals a chilling conversation that unfolded during a clandestine dinner with a high-ranking BlackRock advisor. Why did I say member? So let's see what he has to say, okay? I think I should go here.
Trump will be powerless to stop it. In fact, trying to stop them would probably, including our own Federal Reserve. These elites share one vision, and they're about to make it a reality. That vision is one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. They've worked for years behind the scenes preparing to realize that vision. They've literally rigged the laws of international finance. Everything is basically in place right now, and there's essentially no way to stop this from happening. When the crisis hits, they'll flip the switch, freezing the global financial system. That will give them time to...
Now, I believe there's a way to stop this. Okay, that's me. Maybe he's doing this for crypto reasons. There's a lot of people throwing that out there, but the information is saying other than that are spot on.
Reset the world economy according to their vision. As the coming crisis unfolds, President Trump will be powerless to stop it. In fact, trying to stop them would probably weaken the president. It will give them time to reset the world economy according to their vision. As the coming crisis unfolds, President Trump will be powerless to stop it. In fact, trying to stop them would probably weaken the president's power all to their vision. As the coming crisis unfolds, President Trump will be powerless to stop it. In fact, trying to stop them would probably...
That's an interesting take, don't you think? So let me go to where he starts talking about the people. This is Fed Now, which is already in place. This is central bank digital currency is basically what he's talking about.
Russia, India, Brazil, Canada, and Europe. As you know, these institutions form a kind of global superstructure. It forms a kind of snare net encircling all nations. Their leaders aren't democratically elected. They're not accountable to you and me. They're beyond the reach of government and citizens, and yet they hold the fate of the global financial system in their hands.
Crazy.
To get a sense of how they operate, imagine an array of floating spheres. One sphere is labeled IMF, one is labeled Fed, one is labeled Bilderberg, one is labeled Wall Street, one is labeled central banks, one is labeled intelligence agencies, one is labeled media, and so on. The elites inhabit all of these spheres, and together the network forms a kind of 3D Venn diagram. As I see it, regardless of what sphere they inhabit, the elites all share the same vision: one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. All of their actions are geared toward moving that agenda forward.
Now, are you able to share the identities of these elites with our viewers?
We've identified more than 189 individuals who are in many cases high...
Identities of these elites with our viewers?
We've identified more than 189 individuals...
Are you able to share the identities of these elites with our viewers?
We've identified more than 189 individuals who are in many cases hiding in plain sight. Regardless, they all share the same vision: one world order, one world taxation, and one world money. A short list would include Christine Lagarde, Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, IMF; Mark Carney, Governor of the Bank of England; Raghuram G. Rajan, Vice Chairman of the Bank for International Settlements; Haruhiko Kuroda, Governor of the Bank of Japan; William C. Dudley, President of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York; Agustin Carstens, Governor of the Bank of Mexico; Janet Yellen, Chairman of the Board of the Federal Reserve System; Mario Draghi, President of the European Central Bank; Zhu Min, former Deputy Managing Director of the IMF; Zhou Xiuquan, Governor of the People's Bank of China; Robert E. Rubin, Chairman of the Council on Foreign Relations. This A-list of central bankers and other elites is just the tip of the iceberg.
So I want to find out who the 189 are.
Elites with our viewers?
We've identified more...
Okay, so I'm gonna poke and prod this fucker to provide the list of these people. I'm working on it. But that's pretty much what's going on. Now, that's the money aspect of it, right? So, this is what people can't wrap their heads around. Oh, hey, Snark. I thought that was watching an ad. I know. He's reading he's not really good at, like, because I've watched his other videos. He's not a great salesman, if you know what I mean. He's a numbers money guy. He doesn't really know it. So he's reading off of the teleprompter or whatever, but he's basically going over what people have been stating for a long time. And he's not the only person that's saying this. There are dozens, maybe hundreds, maybe even thousands that are agreeing with this process. They're seeing it in real time. So it's unfolding. It's not stopping. Nobody's doing anything to really suppress it or to slow it down or to, tame this beast that's about to come out. Because from what he's saying is it's going to happen no matter what. And then the most alarming part about that, what I put in there, is that is my biggest question. My biggest question to Trump, DeSantis, Vivek, the new Republican Obama, and all these other fucking people on the Republican side, Chris Christie, whatever, whoever, can they stop or correct or fix the damage that the Democrats have already created? Well, it doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like nobody's stopping anything. It doesn't seem like anybody's really doing anything right now to stop any of this craziness. I just am not seeing that. Let me go here. Which one was I at? Un momento, por favor. Oh, yeah. Because,
wantonly breaking the law over. My name is Dr. Meryl Nass, and I and Dr. Kat Lindley will be talking about the new WHO documents. You've heard from my last two colleagues that the rulers of many countries and many other apparatchiks have been wantonly breaking the law over the last 3 years. They have had no concern about obeying the law, and they want to protect themselves. That's it. Oops. Okay. We're undergoing a soft coup, and the idea is to create a whole new set of laws and ignore the existing human rights laws and other laws under the pretext of pandemic preparedness and the biosecurity agenda. 70 countries at least are involved with this, 50 supported by the US. And the justification requires you to believe that pandemics are common and that they're caused by humans catching diseases from animals, from what they call spillover. And Fauci and Daszak have pushed this idea continuously over the last 3 years. Two examples. This is one Tony Fauci said in the journal Cell. In a human-dominated world in which our human activities represent aggressive, damaging, and unbalanced interactions with nature, we will increasingly provoke new disease emergences. Daszak and Fauci's two lieutenants said the same thing. We must realize in our crowded world, human behaviors, environmental changes, and inadequate public health mechanisms can turn obscure animal viruses into existential human threats. And who is going along with this? Basically, all the major multinational organizations, as well as all our health authorities. The WHO is developing through all its nations, but with the WHO Directorate in the United States in charge, a pandemic treaty and amendments to the existing international health regulations that will remove the human rights protections currently embedded in the IHRs, will enforce surveillance, censorship, get rid of freedom of speech, require governments to censor and only push a single narrative. Also, we will be subject, if they can make this work, to vaccines developed in 100 days, which the organization CEPI is planning to do. And one of the people who founded CEPI was Jeremy Farrar, who is now the chief scientist at the WHO to bring this forward. Other things that amendments do is to bind the states so they're no longer recommendations but enforceable edicts. provide a liability shield, get rid of intellectual property rights, move supplies from one country to another, enforce digital passports, and the Director General of WHO can demand that a pandemic or a potential pandemic exists. He can just declare it with no standards, and then countries around the world will have to obey. Also, the WHO will tell you what drugs you can and can't use in your nation once a pandemic is declared. Obviously, the budget will increase. One Health is another part of this. One Health is a concept that was created to enable the WHO, with these documents, to take over jurisdiction of everything in the world by saying that climate change, animals, plants, water systems, ecosystems are all central to health. Also embedded in this concept is a peculiar notion that humans are no longer of greater value than animals. And I've got the quote there from the Lancet in January.
Fucking crazy. And people are going to buy this again. They're going to buy this again. And people are going to fucking just follow it. This is nuts. It's fucking getting nuts. It's getting fucking nuts. There was another one here. Hang on.
To start with, beginning all the way back in the year 2020.
Yeah, this is on YouTube.
You heard that right. If the unelected bureaucrats over in Geneva, Switzerland, who run the World Health Organization, if they decide that something is not true, then you, the common plebe right here in America, can no longer post a video saying anything to the contrary. And of course, it goes the other way as well. If those bureaucrats say something is true, well, you better...
That's already happening, by the way. But it's going to be worse this time. This is happening.
not say that it isn't. And it's really worth mentioning that this new policy is not limited to COVID, and it's not limited to the COVID vaccine. But instead, this applies to all health and medical content on the entire platform. Now, if that sounds too ridiculous to be true, well, let's go through the directive together. To start with, beginning all the way back in the year 2022, YouTube maintained this webpage right here, titled COVID-19 Misinformation Policy. According to that page, quote, YouTube doesn't allow content that spreads medical misinformation that contradicts local health authorities or the World Health Organization's, WHO's, medical information about COVID-19. And indeed, if you happen to scroll down on that page, you would see a broad and comprehensive list of things that people were not allowed to discuss on the YouTube platform regarding COVID. However, something interesting happened over this past weekend. If you try to access that particular COVID misinformation page, well, you found that it no longer existed. And instead, you were suddenly redirected to this page right here, the new and much more general medical misinformation policy. Here's specifically what it says. And notice as we're reading it that it is no longer confined solely to COVID. Quote, YouTube doesn't allow content that poses a serious risk of egregious harm by spreading medical misinformation that contradicts local health authorities or the World Health Organization's guidance about specific health conditions and substances. This policy includes the following categories: prevention misinformation, treatment misinformation, and denial misinformation. And then right below that, they go a little bit deeper into what those three categories mean. The first one, titled prevention misinformation, says this, quote, we do not allow content that promotes information that contradicts health authority guidance on the prevention or transmission of specific health conditions or on the safety, efficacy, or ingredients of currently approved and administered vaccines. And again here, please note that this is no longer limited to COVID, but instead, it's a general policy that applies to all health conditions and all vaccines. Now, the second point here is treatment misinformation. Quote, we do not allow content that promotes information that contradicts health authority guidance on treatments for specific health conditions, including promotion of specific harmful substances or practices that have not been approved by local health authorities or the World Health Organization as safe or effective, or that have been confirmed to cause severe harm. And then thirdly, there is denial misinformation. Quote, we do not allow content that denies the existence of specific health conditions. Which is a little bit ironic since I personally know several people who posted videos about their own personal health conditions after they took a specific medicine, only to have that video be censored and their testimony get denied. Now, one of the strangest parts of this new misinformation policy update that came from YouTube was how the media across all of America decided to cover it. Almost as if it was coordinated, media outlets across the country presented this change as a way that YouTube was working to crack down on cancer treatment misinformation, which in a certain sense is true. Cancer treatment misinformation would fall under the broad purview of this new guidance. And in fact, if you scroll down a little bit further on that medical misinformation page, YouTube does provide a list of examples of this misinformation, most of which, as you can see, relate to cancer treatments. However, for one, they make a special point to mention on that page that that list is not complete. And second of all, we just read through the actual updated policy. And this policy is very broad and general. It prohibits saying anything that contradicts either the World Health Organization and or the local health authorities, like the CDC and the FDA. This policy is clearly not limited at all to simply cancer treatment misinformation, like those media headlines would lead you to believe. And also, it's worth mentioning that it's not limited to only the people who create videos, as this policy would also censor comments below the videos. Quote, "These policies apply to videos, video descriptions, comments, live streams, and any other YouTube product or feature. Keep in mind that this isn't a complete list."
It's just getting worse. I don't know what to say here. No, I do know what to say. It's getting worse. The Orwellian, draconian, tyrannical, authoritarian regime system is here. It hasn't gone away. Nothing's being fixed. It's getting worse. And we're want to impeach this person and indict that person, and Joe Biden's doing this, and Hunter's doing that, and aliens are flying around, and you know, all this other shit. Some of it important, especially Maui, because that basically is the blueprint. If you can't get the farmers to, or the people, or to get their land, however you are trying to do it, in any way, you might as well just fucking burn it down. That's from what I'm seeing. It's a land grab. But the thing is now they're going to censor comment. I mean, everything. This is complete or 1984 Orwellian Ministry of Truth stuff. It is just it. It is exactly that. And if anybody ever watches this show, you need to get in touch with Huxley and Orwell and a few other people out there that know and have seen this, especially G. Edward Griffin. You know, I would definitely learn more about what he's talking about. He's been warning of this since the 70s, right? And people have been warning of this for a long time. There have been people that have brought this up and gathered great followings, and that have, interestingly, passed away for some odd reason or another, right? But they don't want people to catch on to their goal. It's not just for money. They're trying to hoard it all for themselves. I can't. I know. I was talking to a trucker who has been following stuff like this, because I poked and prodded. I go, "Hey, you ever heard about the Maui fire and all this? Oh man, those fuckers, and it's just trying to take land and stuff from people and all this other stuff." And then we kind of got into it. And he goes, "So it sounds like you know a lot." He says, "Sounds like you know a lot." And we've had conversations before. And this kid's he's about 30 years old, 32 years old. And he starts asking, "So what do you know?" And I said, "I don't know much, but I do know this." I've been doing this stuff, researching and investigating. Keep in mind, my mom was still a licensed investigator since 1989. And I used to love digging and finding and searching. I was also a really good skip tracer for collections for a few banks. So I could find people. I still know how to do it. I can locate certain things. I can't tell you all the list of stuff that I can do, but it's still, it's a lot of this stuff now is pretty much out there. You can most of the stuff that we were able to find and use to our advantage. You had to go through certain governmental websites and get clearance, and you have to use your licensing, or that you're a collection agency and stuff like this. Or process server, And I was a licensed process server with the state of California, and I served probably too many summonses and subpoenas, most of them for good reason. Car accidents and stuff like that, and I'd filmed a lot of people claiming workman's comp, 90%, 100%, and then next thing you know, they're cruising around surfing or rolling around on their mountain bikes. This one, okay. This isn't about me. I'm not being a Biden. I'm just telling you. One guy who was trying to claim 100% workman's comp, and they couldn't really get, so we surveilled his home, and I had a video camera, the old video cameras. This is back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, I think. Maybe it was 2000s. Anyway, and I couldn't get the guy. He'd come out, do a little trash, nothing crazy, just stuff. And then one morning I parked there. It was a 3-day thing, and the last day I was there, I was by this field of where he lived in a really nice place. It's that house right now is probably worth about $1.5 million. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm just filming, just doing, and it was just luck. I thought basically luck. I'm filming towards the house because he usually came out for the trash about this time and and all of a sudden I catch something in my left eye, and there's a bike trail, and the bike trail comes down the mountain. It's pretty steep, less than 45 degrees, but it's pretty steep. So he's coming down the trail, and I turn my camera to watch him, and it's him on a fucking mountain bike, and he jumps, takes this little mound and does a little jump about 1.5 feet in front of, he's probably about 15, 20 feet in front of I had a Toyota Tacoma at the time, and I'm just sitting in there, and I'm just watching him go down, filming him, and I go, holy shit, I got it. And then he fucking does a little jump right in front of me and just takes off towards his house. And that was it. He's claiming full, like he's completely debilitated. The reason why this is necessary is because there's a lot of people that claim workman's comp. The problem is that raises the rates for businesses and people. It's just bad. So if you are really injured, they'll know. But if there's any question to it, somebody's gonna come out and film you. I'm telling you, they will not hesitate. The insurance company, the claims departments, the adjusters, they will not hesitate if there's any, because they'll look over the video, they'll look over what's going on and how bad you were hurt and stuff like that. I get it. Things happen. You can get seriously injured with neglect of a company. I've seen it. I've investigated a company for that too. We filmed a company doing forklift work in Wilmington, California, which is by Long Beach Harbor, that was using old, ancient fucking forklifts, and we caught them falling. I didn't do it, but somebody else that was doing the pictures. I was down there just a few times. Had pictures of these things were falling apart, and the way they were stacking them wasn't correct. There's codes, there's ways that, these containers that they had, but it was really bad. So it works on both ways. So that's the reason why I'm so into what I do, and I'm able to research and find things. I should probably get into being a PI again, like my mom. She was really good at it. She is really good at it. What do you got here? Storylines of PBS and Associated Press. The public broadcasting system and Associated Press are planning idea that it is better not to try to identify the missing, and instead move on without searching. Right? And that's like that article that I know, is that fucking crazy? That's like that article that the New York Times came up with. Critical thinking is not really the thing you want to do. They fucking this this writer of, he's still there, put in, and his headline was, critical thinking is not something you really want to do. So you don't want to critical think, you don't want to fucking use your common sense. They just want you to be meek, malleable, obedient slaves. That's what that's what they want. And if you don't, they're going to try to take you out. At companies that I worked at, many claims were honest, but when we investigated, there were many that turned the same claim at multiple companies. Yeah, it's kind of, when I go out there, we're still getting paid no matter what. And I really don't want to see people lose their claims. But, when you're a business owner and your rates go up or your policy goes up, because of this claim or something like that, you've got to protect yourself. Chiggity, check yourself before you wreck yourself. So I get it. But this right here, these policies apply to videos, video descriptions, comments, live streams, and other YouTube products or features. Keep in mind that this isn't a complete list. It's not a complete list. So they're not done. They're good. They're pushing this even further. And I thought I did a video that the Louisiana senator and my senator out here in Missouri, Eric Schmidt, passed it wasn't a law, it was an injunction for the Biden administration to not be able to contact anybody, FBI, NSA, ASA, ASAP, assholes, whatever, all these departments, Department of Justice, whoever, anything under the Biden administration is required to no longer get in contact and censor people. But that was the extent of it. It was just so they couldn't talk anymore. But the plans had already been laid out. And I tried to email, and I tried to tweet, and I tried to call, and I've called fucking Eric Schmidt. He probably knows who I am. I don't know. Hopefully the guy isn't fucking sick of me. But he is a beast. He's a good beast. Okay, he's doing what he can to protect freedom of speech. It appears so far. And I think he's doing what is necessary. But that was helpful, but I was trying to indicate to him that their practices are still in place. You didn't tell them to stop what they were doing prior. You didn't say stop censoring people for having conversations or coming up with their own conclusions or perspectives or whatever, or just talking, for God fucking sakes. Had one person call and ask which one of these social security numbers did they use for that job. Yeah, I'd never give out your social security job. You'd be surprised what you can get calling a Pizza Hut. That's all I have to say. Here's what's really interesting about what I think, and like I said, everything's fucking interesting, but it gets deeper, about what's happening is we know, most of us know, most of us have a very, very definitive, why am I so blurry? Fuck it, let's leave it right. A very definitive conclusion or outlook on what's going on. I mean, to the point to where they know we are completely being cornered and we're about to be completely and thoroughly enslaved, and that we're about to be, and it's actually fucking happening, right? They're getting rid of people, and like I said, here's the three things. Here's the three things. And this comes. Go on the World Economic Forum website. Look it all up. Right? Corporate governance is their number one thing. Corporate governance. Does that sound good? No, it doesn't. But they push that all the time. But if you go deeper into their website and you start to look at what they talk about constantly, the first thing they want Absolutely, and they've been doing a good job of it methodically for decades. They've been feeding us the worst foods, the most heinous food and water and consumables for a long time, and it's gotten worse over time, right? So they've been methodically killing us and putting us in hospitals and medicating us, and like I said, big pharma, big hospital, big elderly care, big psychology. They don't make money off of us being 100% pure. My fucking hat goes off to all the purebloods out there, by the way, that haven't taken the Kool-Aid. Those people are stronger than fuck. Some of you had to take it, like a really good friend of mine, because of their job, and a relative of mine, and people in my family. If they didn't take it, if they didn't take the Kool-Aid, they were going to lose their job, and that's terrible, especially if you're in if you got family, and so they were put in it was coercion. It was complete and total coercion, and it violated, I believe, their rights, and there will be lawsuits. Hopefully there will be some lawsuits in the future where these people can be compensated for the toll on their bodies and the things that they've all of a sudden had to deal with out of nowhere, when before, look, I just had an occasional sniffle, I maybe had a little indigestion problem, stuff I was already dealing with, and then all of a sudden it's just compounding, bigger and badder and worse, and then they want to give you more medication, and it's just getting worse. So that is happening, and they're doing it at warp speed, by the way. So that's called mass depopulation. That's number one. That's hard for people to take in. They want to get rid of about 2/3 of the planet because they can't control everybody. I mean, if they can get it down to a manageable size, then the rest of you are completely enslaved. If they even begin to start, or if they start to do it where they can do it, which they are starting and they are still doing it, then it's just going to be easier over time. Because Agenda 2030 is real. It is not a joke. It is real. It is something that is happening, and included in that is central bank digital currency, meaning, and that's when shit really goes bad. And that's already happening. Central bank digital currency means that these 189 people, according to James Rickards, right? You saw it earlier. All these Pedo Predator Class types. I don't call them elitists. It's too nice for them. It's too nice for them because these people just don't give a shit about you. They don't care. They don't. Your collateral damage. You're completely expendable. Even a lot of people working at YouTube are expendable. They don't even know it yet. I think everybody seems to be expendable these days, more so than ever before, and it's really kind of sad. So that's number two, and then social governance, right? Like ESG, which they brought out. Environmental social governance. So if you're not driving the right car, farting the right way, if you're going online and saying what you're not supposed to say, then they're going to ding you. They're going to cut your pay because they digitally will already have access to your money. I hope people are getting this because it's really what's happening. It is what is happening now. It is exactly what is happening. Hold on. Okay, not that helps anything when I want to show my face, but it's really, honestly, freaking happening. It's real. It's real. It's fucking as real could be. Hold on, I got something in my eye. Okay, all right, that's better. This is not a joke. This isn't silly. It's not propaganda. It's not hyperbolic. Everything's provable. If you really want to know the depth of how it is, or if you want to dive into the abyss, which I'm okay to do. I'm that guy. I am totally okay with going into the abyss. Totally and absolutely okay with going into the abyss. Because I'm a good diver. Right? I've been in the water pretty deeply. right? I think I've been down about 45, maybe 50 feet, just snorkeling. Yeah, maybe even more. Yeah. Anyway, at least that. And I'll go into that dark cave for you and find out what's going on. Like a ding dong. But it's really serious. It's not a rabbit hole. It's an abyss. And I've been down there. And a lot of people don't want to go. I get it. So you're just gonna have to take for what I'm saying, or go to my Odyssey, which is in the link in the show notes, and just go back in time, look at when I first started posting, some of the stuff I have up there, and you'll see that I've been, a lot of that stuff came to fruition. I would say at least 90% of the stuff that I brought up and said was going to happen and is happening actually did happen. And that's bums me out because I hate being right sometimes. In other words, I wish I wasn't right about any of this. I wish, I don't want to say it like, just stop everything that I'm doing, God or universal powers. It just sucks that I have to do this. And I feel, like a ringing in my ear that keeps telling me, you've got to stop this. You've got to try to help them. You've got to do what you can to present the information and your perspectives and your conclusions and your theories as best as possible. Let them, let them know that you can be reached, anybody that listens to my show, you can always contact me. You can always, I'm as open as free to get in touch with as probably anybody. You can message me, you can email, and whatever. I am here to make sure that if you have any questions or concerns, or if you want to debate, but like I'm wrong and you're right, that's fine. Come on the show. We'll go over everything. I'll be able to present my information. You present your information. That's fine. But I'm accessible, right? I'm not hiding from nothing. I'm not wearing a fucking mask. Patriots don't wear masks. Patriot front, right? And I'm just telling you, it's just really, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I'm, my kids, their kids, my village, my neighbors, everybody. I want them to have a free and fresh and fun future, and I want people to be treated with respect and dignity, and I want, and I want people to take care of those who can't take care of themselves, because there are people out there that unfortunately have been side affected in a sense, or some people that have had problems at birth or whatever the case may be, or during their life they maybe have gotten a lot of Kool-Aid into their arms, and then it's just gotten worse over time, which now we have to help take care of them. I care, I'm not just about the alphas and the betas and some of the Charlies. I want to help the alpha, beta, Charlie, delta, and deltas for sure. The foxtrots, I'm just like, dude, I think you need to, you need that punishment. And then there's some sick fuckers out there too that just don't need any attention and may need a little capital punishment, in my opinion, because there are some people out there. Look, if somebody's coming after me or my family or my friends and my neighbors and my community, my village, because they want to be a malicious, tyrannical person or entity or whatever, and they, that I'm going to protect them. I'm going to do what I can. I'm protecting me, but I'll do what I can to protect you for sure. Absolutely. And I know everybody has their differences and everybody has their own take on things, but a lot of that stuff comes from just being indoctrinated, being manipulated by mainstream media. Some of the textbooks and stuff that we've been reading for decades have been proven to be completely wrong. Right? Yeah, the pyramids, those aren't tombs. Everybody, I mean, that's blatantly known now. That has been completely known for sure, that it's not a tomb, that it is a source of power. And then I'm not going to get into all that. But there's so many other things out there that have been proven to be totally just incorrect and wrong. You know, Christopher Columbus wasn't the first person that crossed over from Europe. They have Viking, Scandinavian pieces of pottery and you know, that matched identically. They have even DNA, right? Which DNA works. It's out there. I get it. And there's a lot of things that we need to learn and know, right? Yeah, sorry, there are dinosaurs. I've seen them in person. I was in a group in school when I was younger, and this was interesting because we went out to these fields. Here it is. The La Brea Tar Pits in Los Angeles has mammoth elephants, right? And then there's also that in the deserts, you can find fossils in the desert. And I've actually touched these things. I've actually felt them. I've actually seen them. And it's interesting. So there's a lot of things that hold true, and many that we need to reinvestigate, for sure, and absolutely. You know, we really need an unbiased source that isn't propped up by money or some freaking agenda to get you to believe a certain thing. I want to know exactly what's going on unbiasedly, transparently, you know, and let people have their debates, because it's important. It's important that we have this this platform, but obviously that they don't want that to fucking happen right here. So I'm going to play a little more of this. I'm going to take a quick break. If anybody wants to come on, if you're listening or paying attention, probably not. But you know, by the way, this might go into the Odyssey or might stay here. It just depends. It depends on what is said on the show. Because if I know it's breaking the laws or the rules, or if I feel that it has, I'll put it up on Odyssey immediately. But I got to be really careful because I'm on my second strike. So if you do come on, whatever you say in the notes and stuff right now, it doesn't matter, I'm hoping. But I think what's important is that we it's just communication. No, that's okay. Whatever you want to do, but it's all right. Go get your rest. That's no problem. I'm going on a break. And I'm going to just play this. I'll be back.
Furthermore, they wrote here that this policy of theirs is subject to change at any time. Quote, YouTube's medical misinformation policies are subject to change in response to changes to guidance from health authorities or the WHO. There may be a delay between new local health authorities / WHO guidance and policy updates, and our policies may not cover all local health authorities / WHO guidance related to specific health conditions and substances. Now, on the one hand, you have a plethora of media outlets touting this move as a great win for stopping the spread of cancer treatment misinformation. And to be fair, there is some truth to that, because YouTube does find itself in this precarious position since a lot of actual misinformation gets shared across its platform. And I believe that most people can agree that if someone is actually suffering from cancer, they go online to do some research and they wind up getting completely misled by some random guy posting nonsense YouTube videos, which sound legit, but are actually based on nothing but his own imagination. He just knows how to make good videos. Well, that's not good. That can lead to actual real-world harm, as this policy states, such as by using gasoline, diesel, and kerosene as a form of treatment. And so in this particular case, you can see the rationale for the censorship. You might not 100% agree with it, but at the very least, the rationale is there. But on the other hand, assigning some international organization all the way over in Europe as the arbiter of truth for what we here in America can and cannot discuss, well, that's censorship at its very finest, since it suppresses the free flow of information. It sets up a quasi-governmental body to act as essentially the arbiter of truth, and also it assumes that such an organization is infallible and definitely correct in their recommendations. For instance, here's how author Michael Schellenberger summed up the criticism of assigning the WHO and other local health agencies as the deciding factor for what's true or not. Quote, imagine if YouTube had been around over the last 200 years. It would have banned criticisms of bloodletting, thalidomide, lobotomies, and sterilizing the mentally ill, all of which were recommended by official health authorities. Opposition to bad health and medical advice often comes from outside of the health and medical profession or from the fringes. To disallow criticism of the mainstream consensus is a recipe for gross abuses of power and is an attack on free speech, science, and democracy. And the way that this policy continues is almost unbelievable, which we'll get into right after I introduce the sponsor of today's episode by showing you this little piece of money. Or rather, I should say that this is fake money being printed into oblivion by those geniuses over in Washington, D.C. And so before they completely obliterate your life savings, what I recommend you do is to convert that fake money into real money, which is physical gold and silver. And the best company to use is the sponsor of today's episode, American Hartford Gold, who also happens to be my own personal gold and silver bullion dealer. They have thousands of other 5-star ratings across the country. They have an A+ rating with a Better Business Bureau. They ship quickly, directly to your doorstep. Their product listings are awesome. They're stacked with great options of gold and silver bullion and coins, and they have amazing customer service. When you pick up the phone and call them, you feel good knowing you support a company that supports the truth getting out into the wider American audience. And so calling them up is a no-brainer. But best of all, if you tell them that Roman sent you, they will throw in up to $5,000 worth of free silver with your first purchase. It's 866-242-2352, or you can simply text the word Roman, R-O-M-A-N, Roman, to 65532. Of course, all their details will be down in the description box below. And now, let's head on back to the studio. And that, I believe, is the true heart of the matter. Not being able to discuss viewpoints that are contrary to the government is the very hallmark of a totalitarian system. Now, someone who advocates for this type of censorship, they might say that in this case, it's okay, since this is not some random political government agency. These are, after all, health agencies. They base their decisions on scientific evidence. However, the corollary to that argument is that that's not how these things work in practice, and that's not even really how science works. For instance, I myself have published episodes on this platform, on YouTube, which were taken down, even though in those episodes, we did nothing more than go through the details of certain studies as they relate to vaccines. Now, those studies, they were peer-reviewed and they were published in actual scientific journals, and they added to the growing body of research in this field. However, those episodes were still taken down off of YouTube because whoever had their finger on the delete button over at YouTube HQ, they decided that it went against the guidance from the WHO, and that was that. Furthermore, another point to consider is that whether it's the WHO, the CDC, the FDA, as well as all the equivalent agencies in other countries, they are all, by their very nature, political agencies. The director of the WHO, he or she is selected by the different member states and then voted in by a United Nations subcommittee. The directors of the CDC, the NIH, and the FDA, they are all political appointees made by the president. And in fact, all three of those agencies, they sit underneath the Department of Health and Human Services, which is currently led by Mr. Javier Becerra, a political appointee who is, just for your reference, not a doctor, but rather a former lawyer. Now, that's not to say that just because those agencies are led by political appointees, they should be discounted entirely. But what it does reveal is the fact that these agencies, the ones that are now being used to censor Americans, are in fact political agencies. And so the censorship is, you might very well say, government censorship with a few extra steps. Regardless, what this means in practice is that moving forward, we might really just have to stick to talking about the weather. Although, to be frank with you, it's only a matter of time before another misinformation policy is released regarding the climate, which makes talking about the weather also a dangerous topic of discussion. And so if you'd like to read this misinformation policy for yourself, I'll throw a link to it. It'll be down in the description box below this video for you to check out. And lastly, I'd like to mention this. I mention this often, and I mean it every single time. If you are just sick and as tired of all this encroaching censorship as I am, well, you're in luck, because the Epoch Times has recently extended its awesome sale on subscriptions. Just 25 cents a week for the entirety of the year, which, if you do the math, works itself out to just be a single $1 a month. And so, if you have not been sure about whether you want to subscribe to the Epoch Times or not, but you're 100% sure that you are completely fed up with all the censorship on all these different platforms, including this beautiful one here, well, consider trying the Epoch Times. We have phenomenal documentaries, videos, movies, infographics, we have deep analysis, awesome articles, great newsletters. Basically, it's a one-stop shop for news. It's essentially, at least in my opinion, exactly what a news organization should be. It's honest, and it allows its reporters to tell it like it is without having to censor themselves arbitrarily. And so if you've been looking for an honest source of news, I hope you consider trying the Epoch Times for yourself. The price, frankly, can be beat, and I'm sure you'll love the actual content. The link will be right there at the very top of the description box below. Click it before this channel is deleted altogether. And then, until next time, if there is a next time, I'm your host, Roman from the Epoch Times. Stay informed, and most importantly, stay free.
I love apples. All right, I'm going to run through some tweets. Look at that. That's bullshit. And we all know that. But, you know, if you're a Democrat, you probably think that's fantastic. But that's completely wrong because it's just fucking bullshit. Oh my God, this guy is just such a piece of crap. He's a pedo. Totally pedo. The mask didn't work, the lockdowns didn't work, the vaccine didn't work. So why do they want to repeat it? Because they know some people out there are stupid enough to fucking jump in. They know, ooh, Tesla phone, ooh. This is a good one right here, I just read this. What is it called when everyone in a position of power around the world tells their people to mask, social distance, lockdown, vaccinate, and a virus with 98% survival rate, but everyone ends up getting the virus anyway, and they did it all over again. That would just be a corrupted COVIDiot, right? And it's just crazy. Oh, that was just pathetic, that whole thing that Biden did in Maui. That was terrible. Yeah, he won it. They rigged it. And I'm not too big on him, but like I said, it might be too late. Why the heck are celebs all painting their Maui properties the same weird shade of blue? That's interesting. Stu brought that up. And there's that walk. Why 10 minutes from turning Republican? Sleepy Joe landed in Hawaii. The entire population, they're shouting. Let's see. So this is what happened. Yeah. They weren't happy about any of that. I said it 2 years ago, Rob Schneider. I said it 2 years ago, and I will say it again. Just say no to these boosters and their liberal idiot cowards who want to return them to masking and giving up their freedoms. I agree. Rally support for 21st, Fulton County. Fulton County cover processing. Yeah. He's just being processed, but he isn't being convicted. There's a difference. He still has to go to court, and this all going to blow up in their fucking faces. I just don't know if he's going to have time to fix it all. Right? I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, where am I? I'm not here. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Like it matters. It does matter. I'm going to keep fighting. Anthony Camas, parents have taken to the streets and are now headed to the LAUSD headquarters. That's the Los Angeles Unified School District. Parents that are saying are done with the Newsom and the LA City officials undermining parents' rights. Yeah, they're done with it. Let's see. Let's watch this.
Not hearing what you're saying, hit the pavement. Now you seeing angels, it get dangerous. Go against the Patriots, got all the bangers. Take a look inside my closet, you gon' see way more than hangers. Hammers like I do construction. Arrow, I'ma show me something. Why you think we always done so we can just go do some hunting? We want that pay close attention. Government, they want the vision. Only treason if you will. I guarantee you know I believe in I'm not hearing what you're saying, hit the pavement. Now you seeing angels, it get dangerous. Go against the Patriots, got all the bangers. Take a look inside my closet, you gon' see way more than hangers. Hammers like I do construction. Arrow, I'ma show me something. Why you think we always done so we can just go do some hunting? We want that pay close attention. Government, they want the vision. Only treason if you will. I guarantee you know I believe in
Parents' rights are non-negotiable.
not hearing what you're saying, hit the pavement. Now you see
Leave our kids alone.
angels, it get dangerous. Go against the Patriots, got all the bangers.
Leave our kids alone.
Take a look inside my closet, you gon' see way more than hangers. Hammers like I do construction. Arrow,
What did that one say? Zit is against pedophilia. Okay, I don't know what that means. President Trump is a peacemaker, and there's absolutely no money in peace. That's why they are trying to take him down. We the people won't let them succeed. Okay, Carrie. She got fucking hosed. That Katie Hobbs, God, what a pathetic piece of shit. Citizen snaps Joe Biden hours after the assault victims of the Poly Fire. Okay, I want to hear this. Start from the beginning.
It is almost impossible to believe that this guy, that this old man, this Walmart greeter, this fake installed president, why the fuck is his wife with him wherever he goes? We didn't hire this person. I didn't hire you, Joe. You're a traitor. I know what you are. I know what Kamala is. I know what the Democratic Party is. And I know that we have a constitutional crisis of epic proportion. But hearing you talk about your house that, had a little fire, you almost lost your cat and your Corvette. There are children that were incinerated to ash. You fucking old man. You vile human being. The only way you feel you're able to communicate and you have some kind of, you're so out of touch with the common man, you don't even understand how to speak to them. The only way you think you can establish commonality with them is to lie. That the same thing happened to you, no matter what the tragedy is. Your son wasn't killed in action, by the way. Your house didn't burn down. Your children weren't burned to death. How dare you get up there and speak this way? Your job is to go there and assuage them in a way that you talk to them about their loss, that you can't imagine what it's like, that you can't imagine what it's like never to find the bodies of the poor children that were sent home from schools that died alone. Alone. In fear, without their parents or a guardian, that the most abhorrent thing happened. You're a disgusting, despicable bastard. You're too old. You need to step down from office. Maybe the cackling hyena behind you, maybe she'll rise to the occasion.
I get it.
She can't even form a coherent sentence. This is an outrage. An outrage. We should just rebuild the goddamn thing the way it was. When you hear the psychopath, the first thing out of the governor's mouth was, we're going to reclaim the land for this or for that. Who the fuck are the people we hire in government? And if there's any truth to the matter that this idiot held back the water, he should be sent down to Guantanamo Bay.
Yep.
Never to be seen again. It's just outrageous how we behave in this country. There's no adults. An event, no matter how tragic, there should be men that are able to rise to the occasion. In 5 seconds, you should know what to do. You should understand the right thing. You almost lost your cat. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck yeah, and there he is sleeping. He's not looking at his phone. He never has his phone. He doesn't know what a phone. He doesn't know how to operate a cell phone. He just woke up. Oh, something's happening. Yeah, appeared to fall asleep. He fell asleep. He sleeps with his eyes open. I've seen it. And then we have this Britney chick. Here's one of their trolls, one of their paid actors. They're everywhere. Right? Mark Hamill is a hero. Ted Nugent is a zero. Would you agree? Oh, God. Here, I'll do this instead. Right? I'll just grab something for her to contemplate. Here. Yeah, that's what I'll skip. That's for her. Yeah, because we know you work for them. It's obvious. This book has come recommended to this is next on my reading list. What's on yours? Irreversible. Yeah, it's irreversible damage. All that stuff. There's never been 100% success rate ever with mutilating children. This is craziness. I fucking can't believe there are people that are completely. And here's this: British Columbia. 35,000 evacuated in British Columbia. 30,000 more evacuations alert. 20,000 Yellowstone evacuated. 26 heat floods. Wildfire. Oh, this is all climate change people. This is a climate change fucker. right? See how they're using that? There's so much proof to prove that climate change has nothing to do with this. But that's what they want to use. And that's how they'll bring the fear into you. I went over yesterday how they're burning the world. It was a Wonderground map. That was it right there. They're doing this. I truly believe. And there are video after video of them torching these places. Let me see, wildfires. All right, let me just open that up, and you can see how they're burning the world. Right there. Just burning it. Burning the world. Continuous. Just total fucking craziness. And they're doing it. They'll get your property one way or another. That's what Maui proves is how that's their final whack at it. It seems like it's their blunt force process. Let's burn it down, offer money, and then we'll take the land because that's happening, right? Yeah, it's fucking. They're just burning the world, man. It's crazy. They're just fucking burning the world. Yeah. Now look at the fires in Russia because it's a colder area. I get that. Some of these areas make sense, but for God's sakes, look at this. Look at South Africa. Holy shit. South Africa's it's just a fucking storm. A storm of fire. Right? And as I stated in my last video, and I'll say it again, unprecedented. Just with the past couple of years. Interesting, isn't it? Because, by the way, Missouri was hotter than it is this year or last year than 6 years ago. It was 6 years ago it was hotter. Excuse me. It was hotter and it had fiercer, this is so perfect. It totally helps. It helps them to steal your property. This is it's fucking brilliant, and at the same time so diabolical. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's impressive. It's fucking impressive. I'll tell you that. And then right here, let's check out what's going to be happening soon here. Because this is the good one. I had this up on my Facebook for a while too, but I'll play it again. Hello. Let's try it.
We need you to stay in your home for a couple weeks. It's for the greater good. We need you to close your business just for a short time. It's for the greater good. We need you to stay home just a little bit longer than 2 weeks. It's for the greater good. We need you to wear this on your face. It's for the greater good. We need you to wear 2 of these on your face. It's for the greater good. We need you to inject this into your body. It's for the greater good. We need you to spend the holidays alone. It's for the greater good. You must inject this into your body if you want to feed your family. It's for the greater good. We need you to stop eating that. It's not good for the environment. It's for the greater good. We need you to stop driving your car and flying. It's for the greater good.
Yeah, that's coming back. You dumb fucks, it's many of you dumb fucks, not you guys are probably watching, but, just so we know, are going to be all in on this shit. jumping into that, they're just not done with you. Sorry. Right?
Don't be suspicious. 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 Don't be suspicious.
That, Ray, wasn't it, but they do have the technology. We don't know exactly if that's the case. We just know that it's doable to shoot a laser and ignite something. It's possible because there's so many ways to start a fucking fire. Negligence, light poles just not being worked on. I mean, there's many, many different ways. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? There's all kinds of stuff out there. There's, let me see, we got, that got 346 views. That one's got 448 views, but this one got a lot of views. 4,000. We gotta turn off the music because this proprietary crap happens. Why does it keep going by like that? I didn't fucking do that. I don't understand TikTok yet. I'm still working on it. Stop it, if it'll stop. The U.S. has sent Ukraine at minimum 113 billion. That's 36 million people in Ukraine. That's $3,100 per every Ukrainian. Hawaii exists. It is a U.S. state. Biden sent $700 per household. Not even per person. So the Ukrainians are 450% more important than the Americans who live in Hawaii. Yeah, if you haven't come up with that conclusion yet, then I'm telling you, you're not getting it. What's this one? The first climate change flash. Demon Crats. Let's go to the stuff I've saved, my favorites. Because I got some good stuff. This one was good.
That this variant obviously is all this. I'm just going to say this. I heard this morning on another podcast that this variant obviously is already sweeping the UK. They're considering having all their citizens in the UK mask up again. Guys, I am begging you, if you stood down in 2020, please stand up in 2023 when this hits our shores. Because if you think you lost freedom last time, it ain't going to be nothing compared to what they're going to do this time. And if we overwhelm these idiots and let them know that we will not do this, and those of us that stood last time don't have to stand alone, then we can beat this. We can actually beat them at their game this time. So please don't be a coward this time. Don't mask your kids up. Don't go and not go to the grocery store without your mask on. Don't send your kids to school with masks on. Don't stop hugging each other. Don't stop going to church. And if your pastor shuts his doors, find a new church. If your pastor finds a way to agree with the narrative, find a new church this time.
I believe that.
Guys,
sure.
We are living in the end, and they are trying so hard to tear down our country from within.
Yeah.
And they're doing it, and they're going to continue doing it. And the only way for us to push it back is to stand up. There are far more of us than there are of them. But they are going to work exceptionally hard, and I guarantee you, if they start pushing this in our country, it will be far worse than it was last time.
Yeah.
Far worse than it was last time.
I agree.
They want 15-minute cities. They want us to stop communicating with each other. They want to censor us. They want to shut us down. We have to stand. We're already seeing it with what's going on in Hawaii. And if you think that was a natural disaster, you got another thing coming.
I'm with her. Totally and absolutely. Hey, Eric. Snork, you got to go to bed. If you want to come on, just let me know. There's stuff to talk about, there's no doubt. And if you have something to vent or get out, we can. We can. We can beat them. But we can't do it alone. I'm going to hope that there's some people out there that have actually tapped into their critical thinking skills, or just using common sense, or, hey, you know what? Maybe this second time around just doesn't seem right, because the first time it didn't really work at all, right? And just kind of and start to not comply, start to protest, and if necessary, as I say, revolt, right? Yeah, I really think that this is just getting really out of hand. It's, you know, and if this, and they, it's all in the plan. It's not like they, let me explain what's happening, because this, a lot of people may not think this is pre-rehearsed, pre-recorded. They're gonna do it. They had already planned to do it no matter what. It's not like, you know what, let's do it again. They didn't just think of that like a few months ago. They're doing it because that's what was planned out probably 5 or 10 years ago. These are pre-orchestrated, pre-planned set of Orwellian, tyrannical, authoritarian, fascist type processes to divide us, to keep us at each other's throats, for one, and to enslave us eventually, and then most of all, to get rid of most of us as possible. Yeah, you're going to see the news blow up with all the, you're going to have fucking dancing nurses again and all this other shit. And if you're going to believe it, then you know what? You might as well just, you know, like I said, get a big keg of, drain that keg of beer and throw some mRNA Kool-Aid in there and just, you know, feed it to yourself intravenously. Right? That's what you should do. You could be helping the rest of the world by doing that, if you're at that point. Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to off yourself, for sure. They don't want you. They don't care about it, like I keep saying. That's their goal, right? And to control the rest and make, you know, pedophilia okay and all this other fucking crazy shit. Let's see what this guy has. Oh, this? Please, written by someone. Okay, let's see. Yeah, and if you don't think they have laser weapons...
The world's first airborne directed energy weapon. The airborne laser, also known as the ABL.
That's number one of Star Trek, by the way. I forgot the guy's name, but he was in Star Trek. Now he's doing the narrating.
Just mounting the ABL requires one of the most sophisticated and elaborate modifications in history. The entire nose section is removed and retrofitted, and the world's largest titanium plate is installed to hold the enormous turret-mounted laser in place. The ABL system is designed to find, track, and destroy an enemy target in the air and on the ground. It can loiter at 40,000 to hold the enormous turret-mounted laser in place.
What?
The ABL system is designed to find, track, and destroy an enemy target in the air and on the ground. It can loiter in the air and on the ground. In the air and on the ground. In the air and on the ground. It can loiter at 40,000 feet for 5 hours, refuel in midair, and destroy a target 60 miles away in less than a second. The world's first airborne direct...
That's real. So if you think that direct energy weapons aren't actually being used, that video is, I think, 8 years old, maybe 10 years old. It's pretty old. They've had this technology for a long time. You guys don't remember Star Wars? When we were fighting with space? I mean, there's thousands of fucking satellites out there, but we have 132 military out there. I believe that there are 7 of them. Also, the Zamwalti is under upgrade for something more powerful than the ABL. Okay, that's thank you, Snork. That's good to know, and also very fucking alarming. Just saying, just very alarming. Oh yeah, okay. Let me put it on here. Eric, sorry, I didn't read that. I got you. Hang on. I gotta go here into the participants. Go to the invite. Copy the invite link, and then I'll put it here in the show. And anybody else who wants to come on, you're going to get vetted first, by the way. There's a way to do that. So I might ask you 1 or 2 questions so you don't come on and do something idiotic. Where am I here? Hang on. Uno momento, por favor. I'm clicking around. Homie got you. Just a second. All right, there we go. There we go. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Okay. And then, and I already showed a bunch of videos of all this technology. Now, this isn't the only way you can, fucking burn the world, This isn't the only way you can do it. There's lots, you can fucking pay somebody and just go take a Molotov cocktail in a really easily breakable piece of glass bottle and just throw it out your car window. I mean, there's so many things you can do to start fires. It's bad. Now, somebody's going to come out about this. There are people that probably already have. Yeah, the ABL is best for incoming missiles. Yeah, there's all kinds of cool. Yeah, I've looked at tons of fucking videos on that stuff, bro. Pretty crazy. Cheryl, I gotta send her a link. She might want to come in. We'll see. So I gotta go back into here. Go to participants. Go to invite. Go to copy invitation. Go into Twitter. Go to messages. Cheryl, send me a link. Cheryl send me the link in my Twitter that I don't check my messages. So hopefully, let me see. Lucky Burrito space is it a live something? I'm actually doing a show, but thank you. Yeah, sometime I should come on. I don't, anytime. I'll go on any show. I don't give a fuck. But sorry, I got people on this right now. Please talk to my agent. No, I'm kidding. Just let me see. So this is interesting because I wanted to show you guys this because Heidi Jaster is awesome, and we share a lot of information together. And she's I don't know where she's at or anything, but she I almost got her on the show, but she's got some really good information here. For example, the list of people that are the young globalists, right? She got the young globalist list here. And the young globalist list are people that you just may know, right? So let's see. We've got the son of George Soros, Alexander Soros, and I think his other son is in there too. Daniel Crenshaw, not surprised. Mike Zuckerberg, not surprised. David D. Rothschild, not at all surprised. He's one of the heirs to the Rothschild family. Megan Rapido, of course, not surprised. Peter Buttigieg, not surprised. Nick Rosenberg, Josh Vaughn, RH Crown Princess, RH Crown Prince, And then, what's it? Emmanuel Macron, of course. Nico Rosberg. And then there's Maria Bartonova from Vox, right? And the most questionable one, who in some ways has kind of denounced the World Economic Forum, but really hasn't, is Tulsi Gabbard, which I'm still very weary about, because I need her to say, because a lot of these people here will completely denounce them. Excuse me, will not denounce them completely. I do believe Tulsi, if she does it correctly, and that's all she needs to do, right? And it's, I think Vivek is a young globalist, was a young globalist. You know, let me type that in because I want to see that real quick. By the way, go to my website. Okay, figure out what's going on and do the right thing. This is stopthewef.org. When you see this, you're at the right place. All right, and then just like I gotta plug the website. Let's see here. Well, nobody's in yet, but anyway, Cheryl, it's in your Twitter. Let's go back to this, and we're gonna go to right. I think we'll just use this one right here. Vivek Ramswani, young globalist. I don't know. Oh, he put a lawsuit. Settled his lawsuit. What do you mean? Because I know Vivek was trying to get off that list. Today, AFP's President CEO Brooke Rollins released the following statement after Vivek Ramsey settled his lawsuits against the World Economic Forum and donated his settlement funds to AFPI. It is an honor to receive this donation from a rising star and a powerful message on importance pushing back against institutions that use their far-left agenda. Well, Vivek's willingness to hold WEF accountable for its unwarranted actions will undoubtedly serve as a wake-up call to others and set the precedent for many to come. We join Vivek in celebrating this significant win. Vivek, so wanting to settle his lawsuit against globalism. Let me see, after he founded the good principle. Okay, we got that. Created a false perception. Okay. Today, Vivek Ramsey settled his lawsuit against the globalist World Economic Forum for creating a false perception that he was affiliated with the organization. Vivek has received a letter of apology from the WEF for using his name without permission and has directed the financial damages in his settlement to AFPI. Let's play.
We fought a revolution in 1776 to say that we the people settle our differences through free speech and open debate in the public square in a constitutional republic where every citizen's voice and vote counts equally. That rejected the old world view, which said that a small group of elites decide in the back of palace halls how to address the modern equivalents of climate change or racial injustice. Well, that monster is rearing its head again, and we the people have to stand on the side of saying no. Stand up with the spine and reject the merger of state power and corporate power together to do what neither could on its own. I have been one of the most vocal advocates of our sovereignty as a nation, and I have been one of the most vocal opponents of, say, the ESG movement that politicizes our capital markets, or globalist institutions like the World Economic Forum that erode on the sovereignty of self-governing republics like the United States of America. So it was a particular mystery when the World Economic Forum, after I had written against their agenda through my book Woke Inc. and otherwise, happened to name me on a list of so-called young global leaders with other so-called successful young Americans and young people around the world. I rejected their award. I declined it. I said that I deeply disagreed with the values of the World Economic Forum and that I wouldn't be a good fit for inclusion. I said it respectfully. A few months later, I was told that my name showed up on their website anyway. I contacted them. I told them to take it down. They had the gall to still leave my name. Yes, I was a successful person in this country, so they thought they could use my name and image along with people like Mark Zuckerberg or others who they had named, Elon Musk, that they had named in the past. I wasn't going to let them get away with that. And so what I did is I said that I'm going to stand up for what's right. I sued them. I filed a lawsuit saying that this was wrong. And I wanted to demand that they would not only take down my affiliation with them and apologize for it, but also to make sure and commit that they would never try to do the same thing to anybody again, pull that trick on anybody else. I was prepared to go to the fullest extent because I had the arguments and the facts and the law on my side, and we were not going to stop and let them off the hook. Well, I'm pleased to say that we got exactly what we set out to do. The World Economic Forum has now officially agreed to exactly what I demanded of them. They've issued a public apology. They have further, more importantly, made a hard commitment that they will never add someone to this young global leader or similar list without express consent again, making sure they're not going to get away with these dirty tricks. And though I wasn't in this for the money, there was also a financial component to the settlement. What I've said is the money that I got out of that, I don't want that money. I'm directing it to the America First Policy Institute, the institute that probably was the most opposite of the World Economic Forum's agenda, to which I've been a donor over recent years. I'm directing any payment I receive from this settlement straight to them because this isn't about me. This is about this country and our future. And what we really need today is more leaders with a spine, not just going to write books as I have, not just even starting companies like I have, like Strive, to fight against the ESG movement, but to stand up and go further. That's what I do in court, but more importantly, that is what I will do as the next President of the United States. And we will stop at nothing until we have restored the sovereignty of the United States of America and the ideals, the 1776 ideals of the American Revolution that set this nation into motion.
I like that. I'm impressed. I'm still a little weary. I'm weary of everybody, honestly. It's hard for me to trust. Like for everybody, it's hard to trust people. I do know that if they can protect Trump and keep him safe, he deserves that position because they took it from him. From my perspective, just all the research I've done. They rigged that, and that was fucked up. So he deserves to be in there. So, but Vivek could be a good, left or right hand man. I'm not still. It's still kind of weird about that. I know that Tulsi, and I think I can find, because she was actually. Let me see. Tulsi World Economic Forum. Let's watch this one. Alright, let's see what she has to say here. Wait. I gotta turn the fucking. What? Dang it. Start it again. All right.
The chat stream's up here that I feel obliged to ask you about because I don't know anything about it and it's showing up here. Something about the World Economic Forum. Did you interview somebody recently or say something about that recently?
Yeah, no, it's something that I've been seeing pop up a little bit on social media. Maybe in the first or second year that I served in Congress, I found out that my picture and name had been placed on the World Economic Forum's website under this category they have listed as young global leaders. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, well, they have different different people of different political parties and from around the world that are on this website. I was never asked to join, and I was never informed by them that they had put my name and picture on their website. And I honestly didn't know that much about it. It's unfortunate that there's a lot of, I don't know, false assumptions being made, I guess. I've never gone to any of their events. I didn't graduate from any. I've literally not had anything to do with the World Economic Forum.
There's something coming up on my. I have a bunch of chat streams up here that I feel obliged to ask you about. Because I don't know anything about.
That's interesting. Let me see. I think there was something else you said in regards to them. Hold on. Oh, wait. This is good.
She was brought on Sean Hannity to represent the left, to give a leftist perspective on the fact that the Supreme Court is killing Roe v. Wade. And she immediately began talking about the assault on our freedoms, but she was not talking about reproductive rights. She was not talking about those freedoms being taken away or the next steps that they might take to get rid of same-sex marriage, interracial marriage, allow for forced sterilization. She was talking about the Democrats. She was brought on to use whatever lingering credibility she has as having formerly been a leftist to agree with everything the right says. And I, in principle, we've said this from time to time, going on Fox News to give a left perspective, to disagree with them makes some sense. You have to do it the right way, but it makes some sense. Going on night after night after night after night to agree with literally everything they say, what exactly is the purpose there? For the movement. There's obviously a purpose for the individual. She was brought on Sean Hannity to represent the left, to give a leftist perspective on the fact that the Supreme Court is killing Roe v. Wade. And she immediately began talking about the assault on our freedoms, but she was not talking about reproductive rights. She was not talking about those freedoms being taken away or the next steps that they might take to get rid of same-sex marriage.
This is stupid. Hey guys, welcome.
Sorry. Do you want to know how to go and change it to a video? When you go and highlight it, when it says shorts, change the word shorts to video. In between those, what was that? The one with the question mark, the slash. As long as you go and put video in it, it won't do that. You know, the shorts repeat. It'll just be a standalone video, opposed to a short.
Are you talking to me?
Oh yes, I was talking about with the YouTube.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Okay, now that I know, it's good to know. It's good to have people that are informed, no doubt, for sure. All right, so I'm gonna say that Tulsi really isn't who people think she is. It's obvious. Okay, so you have Vivek Ramaswamy, who filed a lawsuit against them. Great job, by the way. So I know that he's not really connected to them, and that's good. So I'm glad to know that. I've been worried about this guy because, well, I've been worried about.
He made his millions off of working with biotech.
Yeah, I know, off of Big Pharma, which I'm still concerned. I was going to bring that up. What I'm very concerned about him is he just remember how Obama came out?
Yes, he was coming around Obama 2.0.
Yeah, I just feel like he's just like the Republican Obama, and I keep saying that.
Yep.
It's just starting to really feel that way, and when
is he married to a tranny wife?
No,
who knows?
Yeah, who fucking knows, man? We don't.
Rivers can't let us know now. She was killed.
Yeah, we don't know. Oh yeah, let me get that. I posted that, so I'm gonna grab that. The one that you sent me in your text.
Oh yeah, they got the.
I appreciate
They got the video. They got the video of the guy in there in a little interview with the guy. He was messing with in Chicago when he was a senator, and talk about how he showed up at his hotel room, and that cook wasn't making a book about cooking. He was writing a tell-all book, and Obama's fingerprints was on his laptop.
Holy shit. Holy shit. This is my first time hearing about this. Holy shit.
Show brings some good shit.
That lady was coming back with his birth certificate. She had the real one. She purposely all of a sudden died in a plane crash trying to bring it back.
Oh, wow.
Because they said the birth certificate he showed, that wasn't out the year he was born. That's why Trump kept saying, where the hell he come from? Trump know everybody.
Yeah.
Because I say, from all I know about him when he spoke at the convention, I say he speaks very well.
Oh, yeah.
You never heard anybody that worked with him when he was a community organizer in Chicago?
No, I knew about that. Yeah, he was like did a lot of nonprofit work and all that shit.
Well, with who? Because the people he worked with, I wasn't in one college. They said they didn't even know he was at the school.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff has been proven to be false, right? I mean, that he didn't do all the stuff he said he was doing. Yeah.
Yeah, he put that V put me in mind of Barack Obama 2.0. I said, no, we don't need another one. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about with Vivek. Honestly, I just don't think. I think there's something going on with this guy that he's getting so much fucking exposure.
Yeah, and he's rising in the polls too. He up higher than DeSantis.
And he's magically going up in the polls.
Well, they want to go and have that diversity of keeping up appearances.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Get that diversity thing going. No, you're probably right. I mean, we know this our critical thinking group here. We're just weary of stuff now, right? We question.
Very fucking weary.
Yeah,
I
very
don't trust
fucking.
nobody. Like Trump said, all the Republicans that was running, they need to just drop out of the race. Just drop out. They do. They need to drop out.
They need to get the fuck out.
Yeah, they do. Because he's way ahead in the polls. Way ahead. Each indictment. And then that case, all them indictments, they don't get thrown out. He's immune. The president is immune from being convicted or charged.
Yeah.
And Meadows got that shit up right up in the Supreme Court right now with emergency order.
Yeah, they're shooting themselves in the foot, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not doing it on purpose. They're just trying to tarnish him as much as possible. Because all these are, excuse me, all these things are just.
Did you see something on Telegram about that prosecutor in Georgia? They got a leak audio. I was trying to get it. But she's being told she's going to get paid $1 million to file charges against Trump.
What's shit?
I got an alert on Telegram and I went to join it, but I ain't getting no alert about it.
All right, let me see if I can find it.
They was gonna play the audio.
What's her name again? Willis?
Finney. Her name Finney. Is it Willis?
I don't know.
I know she sleep with Young Thug's associate gangbangers.
What's her first name?
Finney. Fini. I think it's spelled.
Finn.
Yeah,
Finney. Finni?
I guess.
Oh, not Georgia. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm searching. I'll find it.
But Tulsi joined Fox News. Why?
Huh?
She joined Fox News.
Who joins Fox News?
Tulsi.
When? Just recently?
No, somebody had up there that Tulsi joined Fox News. When you had up on the screen.
Oh, that TYT? That was a TYT video.
Oh, that was a TYT video. That was
propaganda.
That's all bullshit.
Propaganda.
Yeah. Real propaganda.
Fake news. I love when you hear Trump say that.
Okay.
People like, he finds his face.
Snork just said, I worked at in the nonprofit for Obama worked at. Never saw him, but I was only there for a couple of days. Oh, okay. So he never made an appearance, but
No, I don't think a lot of people know. I know the gay community know who the hell he is. They knew him when he was running. Look who he protected.
yeah, for sure. I'm still trying to find this freaking.
I want to hear that leaked audio, man.
Yeah, you threw that out there, and now I got to look for it. Georgia.
Yeah.
Trump.
Offered $1 million to put charges up against Trump. And so this shit's gonna backfire. And if it would go to court, they will have egg all in his face because he got evidence of the election rigging in 2020.
Oh yeah, stop the steal.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't me. Yeah, right.
Trump and
And
18
there's the
allies.
woman.
We know that part.
Huh?
I'm just reading it. Sorry. Who's the person handling? What's her name? This is the Georgia one. Fannie, F-A-N-I Willis. Here we go.
Oh, F-A-N-I. Oh.
It is Willis the last name, though. I know that. Okay. So she... Let me get this. Make sure we can see it here. Because you can see it.
And Ms. Trump mentioned her about sleeping with Young Thug's associates. I'm like, damn, Trump is the man.
What happened?
Trump put out there and mentioned about her sleeping with one of them gang members.
Right.
Who was sleeping with a gang member?
That prosecutor.
Oh shit! Wow.
She's prosecuting Young Thug. Young Thug, I guess right-hand guy or something. She was sleeping with him.
So she's banging a criminal.
I can't make this stuff up.
No, isn't that weird? You can't. You can't.
No. Because you're like, you conspiracy. No, these are conspiracy facts.
Yep. Now I'm looking, so hang on. Trump confirms Thursday showing his Georgia case 2020. Can you leave it? I was going to Atlanta, Georgia. Thursday, Russia, somebody has a...
And you know what? They were wrong about that Canadian fire. That wasn't a smoke coming out hell from here. Now, we are neighbors with Camden, New Jersey. They just had a big brush fire. No smoke came out. They ain't putting out no alerts about the breathing or your health or anything. They full of shit.
Yeah.
They full of shit. And that was a big fire. I ain't see no smoke at all.
It's amazing, and it's just nuts.
How the fuck you get all the way here from Canada?
I know.
And people are like, oh, I saw it. This is fun. I said, well, y'all stop it. Y'all gonna get caught up in the second damn pandemic and fall for that shit again. That's just they spraying up there.
Yeah. I'm still looking for that. Hold on.
You know what makes me so upset? Because those kids in Hawaii got out of school early and their parents weren't home and they were at work and they couldn't help them. That's really sad. And to see Oprah go out there, it just makes me think, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Makes me sick.
Yeah,
These are some really evil people.
There's a picture. I think I got it. No, that it's a giant land grab. That's what it is. It was a fucking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I hope they don't sell.
Well, we have to. The reason why they're not getting any money is because if they're able to be strong enough and not desperate to sell,
I would be like,
so the
you.
more we donate to the right people, which I have, the more they'll get the help and resources that they need. I sent $10. Let me see here.
Obama's a piece of shit.
Yeah, what a fucking piece of loser.
Mm.
No, he's not. I mean, it's not. You can't say he's a loser because he's been working it. The guy's done a pretty good job at fucking fooling everybody all the time.
And but the thing is, a light bulb didn't go off, and I don't think many people ahead when he said he was staying in Washington, and then he used his youngest daughter saying she wanted to stay there at school. That's a bunch of bullshit. You bought a house close to the White House, close to the White House. I knew he was up to something. Spying on Trump.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't. You guys do realize that he doesn't get all of his. I mean, he's been following the direction of the World Economic Forum and their elites for a long time. Everything that he's done and hasn't done goes right in line with their vision, with their agendas. So he's following the direction of some people that are much more powerful than he is. You guys know that,
the
right?
Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, all of them.
He's
all unelected people.
Yeah, so he'll get his instructions, but he still kind of tells, the greatest puppet of all, Biden, what to do. I guarantee that's who tells him, okay, this is what you're going to do today, Joe.
Oh, this is his third term.
Basically, yeah.
His third term. He said he wished he could have it, and he didn't you say? I think it was you that said he had mentioned something. Somebody will be able to hear him, but you won't be able to see him. I think he said something like that.
No, he said that in a video that I wish I could just have a microphone in the ear and just kind of tell him what to do.
Well, he was letting you know what he's going to do, and he's probably doing that.
Oh, that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
They telling them so. Fucking idiots.
Yeah, they do. They out themselves all the time. Yeah, so what I also put up here, and I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to show you. Somebody's working on something important. That's what I can see. Is I put this up in regards to Vivek, because I was really concerned about a video that I played earlier. I don't know if it's a Freudian slip or something, but hopefully you guys can see it if you look to the YouTube. It'll pop up with you in a few minutes here, or a few seconds on your side. But he's saying here, and they were questioning him. Where'd it go? Okay, right here. But I do believe this is Vivek Ramaswamy. I do believe that we need to take out America First agenda. Now I'm just wondering, what does that mean? And I looked for anything on the internet.
He said that?
Yeah. I got it up right now on YouTube. He said, I do believe that we need to take out America First agenda. He was also on Benny Johnson, or John Benny, what's the kid?
Benny Johnson, you're right.
Benny Johnson. Got some good stuff. He loves Vivek. I mean, they might as well get married, for fuck's sakes. But he played something about, and I'm still looking for that audio, by the way. He played something about Vivek being on CNN, and Vivek telling the truth about 9/11, which isn't, and he agreed with her. At one point he agreed with the CNN person and broke. And Benny's saying that he didn't break, but I'm just like, yeah, he broke right there, and I've got the fucking video and the whole thing. Well, the point is that I'm saying is, I'm still very skeptical of that guy, for sure.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
At first I did the certain things he was talking about, but then I'm like, I ain't hearing him say about. Yeah, I think that's something up. He's a plant.
Prices out there.
Yeah, it just seems everything's just moving in his direction, just too
opportunistically.
Yeah, perfect.
Yep,
Thank you for.
Just like Obama.
I love Eric's vocabulary. It's amazing. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I do
By
my
the
best.
way, I just want to show you guys something that I thought was just wonderful, and it happened, I think, yesterday.
Dr. Drew and my wife Susan here. We want to show you something. You've probably seen this guy.
I'm going to put it up here on the YouTube, but it's who it is a woman that has been fighting for a long time to win the 100 meters.
Don't tell me a man beater.
No, it's not. Thank the gods.
Oh, okay.
Right? Thank God for that. All right, so she, I'm just going to go when it happened, right? And I'm going to show you how, I'll show you. And we're going to start from the beginning. Not the beginning.
Her first world final. She has to get a better start than what she got in the semi.
She's got to have a much better start, because at least then she gives herself
all
a chance.
women?
This is a
Yeah,
world championship
all women.
final. You're not going to run down.
This is the world championship. It's this year. It was one day ago. This is on, of course, NBC Sports. They're all females. You can totally tell. There's no packages there. I'm just telling you. But this chick, Shakar, this chick right here, was supposed not. She's been dominant forever for a long time.
On people, if you give them too much of a lead.
From Jamaica,
The two Jamaicans in the middle, Sharika Jackson, and then Shelly Ann Fraser-Price and Julian Alfred on their outside. Blue top, black bottoms.
Now watch. I'm going to show you the best part of this.
Set. Women's 100 world final. The Jamaicans get out well. It's Sharika Jackson, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, Talu. Here comes Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri's done it. Sha'Carri Richardson has won the world title. She had to come from behind in the semi, but when it counted, she has done it.
She can't believe it. She's been trying so hard for so long.
Sha'Carri Richardson has stunned the sprinting world and is a world champion.
Now watch the best part's coming up, and I know you guys will tell me what part that is. Here it comes.
That's a world championship record.
I
Personal
get
best,
tingles when I
but
watch it.
short memory, Lee. After a bad semifinal, she recovered and ran the race necessary to upset the Jamaicans and wrest the world title back from Jamaica. It's back in the United States' hands for the first time since 2017.
That was the race of Sha'Carri's life, and she delivered. The United States sweep the 100-meter finals. Noah Lyles in the men's, Sha'Carri in the women's.
That was something. From the outside lane, she had to overcome 40 years of history. There's never been a man or a woman to make a final on time and then win the world title in the 100 meters. That's what Sha'Carri Richardson just did.
She's stunned. She's shocked. She can't believe it.
There, she's getting it.
Maybe the semi.
There she got it. She just got it.
Is taking her down that path, but now it's starting to set in.
The best part of this is I want people to know is that American flag means a lot. It means a lot to me. You know what I mean? I remember. Did you guys see when the women's terrible, disgusting, pathetic soccer team? Right?
the Run Bunchers.
They freaking, the national anthem comes on, they all kneel and don't do anything. While there's 3 women on that team out of like 20 that stand up and put their hands on their heart. To be, yeah, it was wonderful to see those 3 women. And then you see
Get
this,
rid of the other 17
and then you see
wives.
this woman who, and there was a surf meet. I was watching the World Surf League the other day, and this guy Hausman, he's a great surfer. First thing he does, he grabs his American flag. He won a championship, and he comes on. He's, this is what the country should be about. Anytime I see somebody saying, just downing the flag or downing when you're downing the flag, you're downing the people, because that woman worked her ass off forever to get and do what she did in a country where she can be free enough to do so. Now, these people that are not, that like patriotism is all of a sudden bad. It's just, it's horrendous to see, because if you look back in time, and you watch some of the greatest athletes in the Olympics, all of them wrapped that flag around their bodies. All of them since the beginning of the fucking Olympics in the United States. Right. Yeah.
And he should apologize for saying that.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody that
really.
Yeah, and that's the flag I fly above in the front of my porch, in the front of my place.
At the Capitol, they hung the American flag below and hung the rainbow flag up high. And I'm like, that's not really a rainbow. They got more lines in it than a rainbow has.
Yeah. So did you guys see the video I did yesterday showing
the piss stain, the shit stain, and the jizz stain flag?
Well, they've added, and they added the plus to LGBTQ in 2016, and they infiltrated the Human Rights Campaign, the equal sign, with a girl named Kelly Robinson. She was placed in by the World Economic Forum in 2016. She presents the plus sign, meaning pedophile, all kinds of crazy animal shit, whatever, bestiality. And she comes in and starts presenting this stuff in 2016 at Davos, at the World Economic Davos meeting. And that's when shit really started hitting the fan and got really terrible. But what's interesting is people aren't buying it. People are done with it. The flag that we're talking about now, that these new crazy psycho asylum type people are going in with, they're pushing away the rainbow flag, which I'm okay. The rainbow flag doesn't fucking bother me. The 2+ sign doesn't fucking bother me. It's when they added the black line, the brown line, the blue line, the baby blue line, and the pink line, and then some other line. And the pink line and the baby blue line mean children pedophilia is okay for men and for boys and girls. That's what it meant. And then the white line, some other line meant something about teenagers, women that haven't had their period yet or something. It's really bad. And I don't think people really realize that. I think some people out there don't really realize what those little pink line, that triangle line, and that pink line and that white line really mean. Because it's
that's just like pizza and hot dog.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, like Pizzagate. Nobody really understood the metaphor for Pizzagate and why they related those words, because they were talking about what they did to children, how they did it to children by using different types of pizzas. And fucking Ben Schwann revealed that. He actually...
the hot dog is a boy and pizza is a girl.
Yeah, exactly. And they revealed all that stuff. And then you have Oprah, who on camera, and there's videotape of it, and I played it a while back, of her talking about it's okay in some talk show that you should fondle children and let your...
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
No, that really happened.
Where the fuck was that?
No, that really happened. She really said that.
Which talk show?
I'm trying to remember.
Well, she was trafficking them children out there, and from that school she opened in Africa.
I might even be on YouTube, for God's sakes. But I know I had it.
She's a sick puppy. Sick.
Let me see if I can find it. File, Twitter. I think I had. You guys go ahead and tell. I'm doing a search. I know I had it up. I had it somewhere. It's like Oprah child porn or something like that. I found it. I'm going to find it again. Oh, I'm going to do it here. Ah, stupid. Yeah, but I'm just saying it's what I'm getting. The point I'm getting to is it's all been totally turned around.
Well, she probably believes kids should be able to masturbate too. There's some sick fucks that believe that.
Yeah, there's some really sick, and then there was Demi Moore. Demi Moore on some 12-year-old's birthday.
I did see that one.
She's like making out with this child, right?
Are you serious?
No, that's not. Demi Moore did it. That's a video too. That's out there. There's so many of these people now that are.
Well, she did marry Ashton Kutcher. He was rather young.
Yeah, but he was still over the age of 20. You see, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not just me. That's just me. But I mean, you're old enough for your faculties. I mean, Mel Gibson, I think, is married to a woman that's like 15 or 20.
Children.
Yeah, exactly. That's the.
I just don't understand it.
It's
that
crazy.
is really sick.
Yeah, it's fucking sickening.
Did y'all hear that? I'm sick of them two guys. A court let them. Come on, they got evidence for the trial against Michael Jackson.
Right.
I mean, y'all saying you got raped on the train station. The train station wasn't even there for the time he said.
Yeah, I think Michael Jackson was big setup. I'm getting that.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But it started when he got those Sony Masters. That's when it started. Mm-hmm. He's a freak. He bleaching his skin. He's sleeping in some container or something like that. I'm like, they doing this because he owned the Masters.
Yeah.
That's why and Whitney Houston, she was brutally punched in the chest. She did not drown.
Yeah.
She wanted her Masters. They kill anybody that want their Masters.
Isn't that? It's a real thing. That's
what happened to Sam Cooke.
Yeah. This is not. I mean, when you're hearing people, celebrities, politicians, people that are out there in front of the media more than anybody else, actually saying and doing these things.
Yeah.
You how do you not say, wait a second, stop the fucking bus, right? Hey.
Yep.
right there, you just go, hold on, and pull the fucking cord and stop the bus and go, did you guys just see that? Can we fucking not do that or put that person in jail? It's just like it's not happening. That's the biggest thing that I'm concerned about, is we're seeing all this craziness, lunacy, destruction, and I'm just not seeing people. It's like they're so complacent. It's crazy. People are just so numb to all this stuff. I am fucking every day I'm waking up going, what else is gonna fucking happen today? Right? I mean, every day I wake up, I'm just like, what else am I gonna see that's gonna totally just put less faith in our species? It's fucking crazy.
And do y'all know that Serena and Venus are men?
Wait, where are the receipts on that? I would like to go into that.
I don't know about that.
Serena is not built like a woman. She's shaped like a man. I mean, she had on some hookup. You saw her legs, her arms. I'm like, is she on steroids?
Well, that could happen. I don't know about that, but still.
They said a lie. It's about 50% of people that are trans. I mean, they mentioned Sharon Stone. They showed her stomach because it's a shape like you can tell by the stomach. They have a male shape. There's a lot of them in Hollywood that are trans. Right. They've been doing this shit a long time.
until they,
Yeah, there's we need to quit. It's a X and Y chromosome. You can do a DNA test. It's pretty simple to fucking do. And the thing is I mean, we have the science and the technology to prove who's full of shit and who's not. But they won't use it. Let's just say let's do drug tests across the board at the Capitol, House of Representatives, Congress, every fucking person that works there, security. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're doing a drug test and it's going to be random. And then we should make sure everybody is what they say they are. Let's do a fucking DNA test and check your Y chromosome, your X chromosome, and see if you're actually a boy or girl. Right? Let's do that too. Let's do that with it. Let's just make sure everybody's who they say they are. The other thing that I've been asking for forever, but for some, I got to put some more energy into this. And if you guys can help me with this, that would be awesome. Find a virologist, or I forgot the other name of it. Somebody who works what do they call the people that work on blood?
Hematology,
right? Hematologist, or somebody who works with chemicals or poisons, I don't know, that can create a test that can check to see if somebody has taken the mRNA Kool-Aid. Because I will guarantee you, there's a lot of people that say they have that did not.
they haven't. They were lying. They made themselves exempt from the beginning.
Yeah, I do not believe that Tom Hanks took that thing. I know.
No, he's alive. What was that? Bob Saget died. He had that vaccine.
Yeah. Now I've got to put this on Odyssey. Okay. But the thing is there's a lot of people that's how is that not? And I keep telling, Dr. Shiva. You guys know who Dr. Shiva is, right?
Yeah.
So I keep sending him every time he puts out a video hating Bobby Kennedy, hating Trump, hating everybody else. I don't think he's ever hated Vivek yet, which is very odd. They're both from India or whatever. But the thing is I keep asking him, if you're so smart, you're so fantastic, you make all these inventions, make a fucking test. Because if he made the test, if whoever makes that test and it's completely, thoroughly checked at a 100% that it'll work, and it's made unbiasedly and tested unbiasedly, and it's very transparent, and they can show how it indicates it, then you start asking people, hey, all I need is to swab your saliva. That's all I need to do. Well, you're willing to see if you actually took it? And everybody that says no, they're full of shit. That's it.
Well, they must have a test because they got the Walensky and they did a test and they said, you ain't had no darn vaccine. They did a blood test.
On Walensky, when?
Walensky.
Oh, that'd be good to have it on her for sure.
Yeah, she's dead and gone now.
Yeah, I think, didn't they arrest her or she's dead? I haven't seen her in a while.
She's coming from, right after when she retired, a few days after that, she skipped town because they went to her office to get her. It's some general that's involved because the names, I looked up the names and they are real. Because Trump got a military. He has a military. So they got her. She was coming from what country? Seeing her lover.
Yeah,
and they snatched her and got her. And they said she fought. I didn't take no bait being that. Why do women like her, Victoria Nuland, are so nasty? They make women look bad.
I know.
Nasty.
You used to think that women are pure and nice.
That's how they supposed to be.
Yeah, let me just tell you, first-hand experience. I know you guys knew this was coming, but no. Somebody can portray that they're a particular type of person and that they're all, flowers and fluffy rabbits and shit like that. But that doesn't always hold true. That's all I have to say about that.
Like I said, ain't no woman gonna ever become president in this country. Cause like Judge Joe Brown said, it ain't gonna happen. Cause a lot of women work, a lot of other women work for them women, and they don't like them. And I'm one of them. Every time I worked in a law firm, I got stuck with a female. They work like they got balls in between their legs.
Yeah.
But the men are more easier to deal with.
Well, thank you. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're more easy to do. I dealt with one guy. He was a jar he was a Marine reservist, a lawyer.
Right.
So talking about, and I had to run into with him. But other than that, all the other women I work, I'm still friends with one attorney female I worked for. But all the other women I worked for, they were bitches.
Crazy bitches.
Yeah.
They're out there.
But y'all uptight. One thing about this woman, this attorney I still deal with, she was very down to earth. She ain't rushing around, but hanging around your desk and carrying on. She's like, don't sweat it. They not like that. And a lot of women is in the Defense Department running things.
There's where's that picture? It's still on my phone. There, in Britain, all the major European countries, their leaders or department heads of health are either fat trans men, or just or just fat out of shape people. You see, it just doesn't make any sense. All these, it's like the person that's running our health department right now for the United States is a trans man.
Oh, he looked like a man. Kind of looked like that one at my damn job. He just looked older. I told people, when Trump get back in, she is gone.
Yeah.
But if I go in the bathroom with her, I'm like, please, can you leave the bathroom? I don't want to share a bathroom with a man.
Yeah, fuck, that's
I agree
crazy.
100%.
Oh yeah, that's fucking nuts.
I'm sick of this shit, pushing this stuff on people. Did you hear about that woman that owned a store? I don't know if it's in California or what. And she had the pride flag out there, and some guy came out and shot and killed her because she had that flag out there. See, they keep pushing this stuff. You have some people that are really against this and got mental issues, and more going to be happening because nobody was bothering gays.
Who shot who? Wait, who shot who? What?
He shot the store owner because she had that pride flag outside.
Who shot the store owner?
This guy, some guy that just came up to the store, saw the flag, shot her, killed her.
Because she had a pride flag?
Yep.
So you're saying that a person came up to another person because they had the rainbow whatever flag, and killed them. So
I'm sure there's more to the story, though.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's way more to that story, in my opinion. I just am saying. There's always more to these stories. We always find out later. Am I right? Tell me I'm not right.
And you know what pisses me off about that Christian school shooting? That girl had on black sneakers, but when she was on the floor in the school after she was dead, she had on some Vans.
Really?
Yeah, you have to see that. And they did not, I don't think any news network invited the pastor because his daughter was killed. They didn't invite him on the news. They was raising funds for the LGBTQ community. That's a slap in the face to the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Who's that? Madonna. Oh, I'm going to raise funds for the LGBTQ community.
That fucking fun.
Oh, yeah.
Old ugly cunt.
Charisse Salone. How do you say her fucking name? Charisse Salone.
Who?
She was in some movies. I don't know. I'm trying to remember her name. Charisse Salone. Charisse. Anyway, her son is dressed up like a girl right now. And he's like 8. Yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna make money. They're gonna get attention. They're gonna make money. Only one is attention. You really gonna have some fucked up people out here mentally, especially them kids. They get taking them hormones, because a lot of them trans don't take hormones.
Yeah.
It's one Alex Jones interview. One, her name is Blair White. Man, she must have paid some good money because she looks like a woman.
Oh yeah, I already know about Blair.
Yeah, she looks like a woman. And what's the other one? I think she sells makeup. What's her name? Jerry something. She's another one. She talks about what's these pronouns. She said, I don't go by no pronouns. She said these trans today, they want attention. These new young folks. They getting sick of it.
Yeah. There was a Pride movie that was coming on that some teacher tried to show in a high school classroom.
Where? Are you serious?
No, that's happened all over the country. But this one kid taped it, and it was all these kids were like, "Boo! We don't want to watch it. Boo! Just stop!" It's just like stop. And one kid said, "Why are you doing this? We don't want that." Right? And they all just told her to turn that shit off. And this teacher, and there's a video. I'm not going to show you because you can't watch it. So there's 2 teachers in there, and one of them is saying, "You guys will get in trouble. You need to watch this stuff because this is," and they're all saying no. All the kids are saying no. Turn this stuff off. We don't want anything to do with this, with what you're going to put in our heads. And you heard all kinds of good, great, smart rebuttals from these teenagers that were telling these LGBTQ plus crazy teachers to stop doing it. And they were able to get them to stop. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm in Missouri and I got grandkids, right? And I know that if that happens, my daughter's going to go crazy on that fucking teacher. I know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what they did during the lockdown. They were quietly putting up 5G towers, putting that damn curriculum in the schools, and going to push out that vaccine and make up illegal ballots. And the post offices were involved too. They ballots coming to the post office after 8 o'clock. They're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
That man, he never conceded. I still say he's president. He never conceded.
Yeah, I think for sure. He
never conceded.
No, the reason, look, it's the bloodline.
And they're not crying about, I'm surprised they're not crying about that. He didn't concede. Don't you find that strange?
Yeah. No, everything out there that we're seeing, you guys know and I know, it's fucking, none of it makes a bit of sense. It's like
Hillary just said the other day, my election was illegitimate. Indict her. Trump being indicted because of his opinion? That's crazy. Yeah. Indict her.
Yeah.
Fucking cunt.
You guys are going to hate this, but remember that, that video I just showed of the track star winning the championship, raising the flag?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, do you know who just took credit for that?
Who?
And congratulated her?
Oh.
Bill Clinton.
Oh my God.
On Twitter. Is that fucking just... It just
He probably
pisses
want
you
a
off.
piece of it. He probably want a piece of it.
Yeah, well, these people are looking for any opportunity now. Watch, they're going to start changing the course of, you'll see it, mark my words, this happens every fucking election cycle. They become nice about everything. Patriotism, the flag, this, that, everything is good. We're for you. We're going to do everything to help you. We're there for everybody, because they're just trying to get people to sucker into their bullshit. Because they're full of shit. Who helped draft the crime bill? Clinton. Who started NAFTA and took away the jobs out of Detroit? Clinton. Who started that? You know, most of the people, by the way, most people that worked in Detroit, how many people in Detroit that worked in the Detroit factories were black? You guys know? It was over 60%. And that place turned into a fucking ghost town.
Yep.
At the hand.
They got rid of them.
Yeah.
Just like this, it was called Koch Brothers. It was a chicken plant down south. And Trump sent ICE down there, this when he was in office. Got them illegal immigrants out of there and put them black people back in that factory working.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't show that on the news.
Nah, they didn't.
No, they don't tell him nothing about good he did. Just like when he went to meet the president of North Korea. Oh, he's going to meet a dictator. He's making history, you idiot.
All right. Remember I was, now I know why Clinton congratulated Sha'Carri Richardson, is because Sha'Carri Richardson only spoke to a black journalist and told the white journalist, no thank you.
What the fuck?
No, that's what she did. And that's
fucked up.
And there's why Clinton jumped in. It just look, I just showed the video. I was proud of her showing the flag, and then all of a sudden I'm doing some research and I see Clinton put up a post that he's taking credit or just supporting her. Now we know why he's supporting her. Because they're still pushing the critical race theory bullshit. And these people are buying into it. And she took that money. She took that money. She's taking that money. She's not doing this because she wants to. She's taking the money. This is all for show.
Girl?
Yeah. Do you think?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you think that
Simone
she really?
Sanders.
Do you really think that this woman who was raised and been around white athletes and orange athletes and purple athletes and all over the world is all of a sudden going to do this?
That's fucked up.
They gave her money. I guarantee you, they fucking threw some money at this chick and said, there you go. You say you do this, it's crazy.
Well, they knew Simone Sanders too from her in school. There's videos of her at her school when she was younger. I was like, damn, they getting them young, grooming them.
Yeah, they do it. Yeah, they start real young. They start grooming them. They start conditioning them. It's an indoctrination process. Now,
what's with the parents?
Oh, that's money. There's money along the way,
Ain't that much money in the world?
Oh, there's a lot of money. They make. We're in debt to who knows who of $33 trillion that we've pulled out of our ass for decades.
Politicians have pulled that out of their asses.
Yeah, no.
So it should be really the politicians' fault. I mean, they should be going for the politicians' money and not our fucking money. That's the way I actually do see it. I was like, you know what? We're just innocent bystanders that, we're just innocent bystanders. And you know what? Fuck the politicians. They're just nothing more than government rank swingers anyway.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Hey, by the way, if you guys go through a drive-thru, people are taking pictures of your credit card information, so be careful.
Oh, fuck.
And the management isn't doing nothing about it.
Yeah.
Where was that I saw? And I think it was California. They was taking the whole rack of clothes out the door. Taking the whole rack.
I know. There's all. I mean, we look. Trump brought this up, which I thought was pretty cool. About 3-4 months ago, he said we need to really be concerned about the water and the food that we're eating, causing all these problems and giving people just some terrible, and I'm just like, I agree. But I still want that guy to fucking walk it back about his fucking warp speed shit. He's got to find a way to walk that back.
I know the story about that one. That warp speed was already prepared before Trump got
Oh, yeah.
They had just planned before him.
Yeah.
And Trump warp speed was something about getting certain parts of the military with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how it was explained. Everybody going, he did that warp speed. His warp speed wasn't part of that vaccine and stuff. I mean, he signed the thing, but that was already there. Because I told you history. They've been working on this since 2005 and 15.
Yeah.
They had that warp speed prepared. The nasty fucking Democrats.
Well, then I want to hear him say it. I want to hear him say it. I want to hear Trump say.
I think James, you know what? I think he's playing chess and they playing checkers.
That's what we said last time, and I believe you. I think he's.
Yep.
I just hope that's actually the case.
I think he don't want to drop the thing. I wish I could find that interview because he was sitting there. He was so serious. He said, "You know what? I didn't know it was that bad. These people been around for a long time." That's what he said. Cause I think he thought he was gonna go ahead. You're fired. It's not to your apprentice.
I can't wait to. I'd love to see that.
I mean, he knows. He's well known now. He knows now. He's been well protected.
Yeah.
I worry about RFK. I don't like the idea he like to let the pharmaceutical companies have immunity. They don't need immunity. They just came out with the RSV vaccine for pregnant women. And I would tell anybody having new babies now, don't get them vaccines. They got that stuff in them, those childhood vaccines.
Yeah.
You gonna really have some kids messed up.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, when we were kids, we had like 5 or 6, maybe. I don't even remember. I remember.
And we didn't even need them.
No, yeah,
we didn't even need them. That was another ploy to our parents and stuff.
Yeah,
we needed them vaccines. Yeah, because even RFK said we didn't need them vaccines. That's what we have, natural immunity, and we have stuff on the earth that help cure it. Certain vitamins and stuff, zinc, all that stuff.
And also
we
herbs.
They was talking about getting rid of vitamins. No, don't get rid of those vitamins. They killed a lot of holistic doctors.
That's nuts. It's okay. When I was in the military, we had.
Y'all were guinea pigs.
We had to take other vaccines because we're going across the equator.
That's what they tell you.
Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna tell you right now, there were people. It was the weirdest thing I ever seen. There was like 3 or 4 guys that actually went into convulsions when they poked a needle in them. It was the weirdest thing I ever seen.
That's a shame. That is a shame. And y'all don't know what's all in them shots.
Yeah.
Because my nephew, mom, she was in the reserves. And she said they gave us a shot. She said, girl, I couldn't move my arm for a week. We all was in pain. I said, what kind of shit was that? She only took 4 years and got the hell out of there. And then when that COVID shot was coming out, somebody said, test it on the soldiers. I'm like, they guinea pigs for the they actually think they own these soldiers. They own them.
There's a record number in decline of birth rate by 12% in Sweden. This is a phenomenon started just a year or so ago and what else was out there that started a year or so ago, right? But this is happening globally. There's the birth rates have gone down tremendously, and they're trying to figure out why everybody's sperm is all of a sudden, the sperm count has been terrible, right? And I mean, come on, this fucking Kool-Aid everybody's been taking.
I told you they had something in the water. I forgot the name of it. It came with a T.
The water
frogs,
too.
yeah,
The water. I mean, but the actual Kool-Aid that they had everybody take is the number one reason that there are people leaving the earth. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look, this is a cool picture. This guy's got a picture of. You can't see it. It's a picture of Klaus Schwab with fucking Maui fire burning behind him, and it says burn back better. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. I am so gonna steal that. That's a good one. Burn back better. Because that's what they're doing. They're just stealing it. I mean, the stuff that we're seeing. All right, so anyway,
They're like fucking globalist pilgrims.
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm pushing for people to go out and protest or to call, right? And that's fine. Because it might be too late. By the time Trump comes into office, I'm still voting for the guy. I'm just telling you. But the thing is I just hope it's going to be reversible.
It's going to be up to us to go and fucking fight this.
It's going to be a ton of fucking work to turn all this damage back around, man, because they're moving fast now. I think they feel Trump coming up quick.
They're scared.
They're scared.
They are scared of Trump.
And I think what
they're
doing,
scared because they're shit. Because they're shit. Yeah. They're complete shit. And they're pieces of shit. They're evil demon shit babies.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a bunch of fucking self-entitled, spoiled little fucking failed aborted brats that should have been ripped out of the fucking womb and thrown into a fucking garbage can where they fucking belong.
I'm with you for sure. Absolutely. I hear. Absolutely for sure.
I was like, you know what? I was like, yeah, you can go and get me on board with abortion. Yeah, when it comes to these fucking evil people being fucking yeeted out of the
take one of those
womb.
motherfuckers out first, and then I'm with you.
I was like, this is why that's why I always say to those evil people that want to go and fuck up everything. I call them failed abortions. I was like, hey. I was like, if you're not going to be a good person in this fucking world, fuck that.
Well, if let's just say this, okay, you're Klaus Schwab. This is a very, very bad example. Klaus Schwab rapes your daughter. Are you having an abortion?
Fuck yeah, I would let her have that fucking abortion, and I wouldn't fucking care. I would be like, you know what? He raped you. I was like, fuck no. I would be like, no, I don't want that in my fucking bloodline. He's an inferior being. Especially, I don't want that. I don't want any kind of that shit in my fucking lineage. I'd be like, fuck no.
What about you, Cheryl?
Yeah.
Klaus, are you with Eric?
Well, Obama is a grandson of Hitler, and Hitler was related to the Rothschild. Yep.
Yeah, they're all part of the group. It's just the bloodline.
His mom and his so-called mom and grandma, they was working with the CIA.
Yep. The CIA, I'm trying to remember who said it, but somebody said it recently. The CIA, is not an American entity. They are.
No, they not. NATO isn't either. They all neo-Nazis.
Yep.
That's why Trump came in and said, "Why do we still have NATO?" That's from the world. He said the war-torn era. Why they still here? And he stopped funding them. He knows the history. They neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
Because that's who's running this country, and the politicians are following them and doing what they tell them to do. Because they want to destroy America.
And they're whores.
They neo-Nazis.
They're neo-Nazi whores.
That's why they hate Russia. That's the biggest reason why they hate Russia too.
Yeah, Putin loves his country, and they thriving.
Yeah.
They thriving. They got I think they got 40-something African nations with them now.
Yeah.
They're starting up their own money.
Yep.
They need to. Even Trump said, "All I want is peace." He said that. He ain't starting no new war.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he knew nothing about that general that was in Iran, and they assassinated him.
Here's the other thing. Okay, I was watching this video earlier of showing the train stations in and around Moscow and elsewhere. Now,
it's beautiful out there.
Oh, it's pristine.
The United Nations, before he went to Ukraine, they said that is the #1 place to live in the world.
Pristine.
They said that.
Everything. Yep. They got ancient sculptures. Nothing's been tampered or broken. Do you know Fiorella? Pastor Fiorella? Yeah, of course I know Fia. Yes.
Yeah, she lives in Russia now. She got a job with RT.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, she told us you don't see cigarette butts on the ground. We used to be like that. You ain't see cigarette butts on the ground back in the day. Even though everybody was smoking cigarettes,
yeah,
it wasn't none on the ground.
Because they had ashtrays out front.
Yeah.
They had those things that would stick up, and there were tubes, and they had a little thing on it, and people would use them, and they had them everywhere, so you didn't, people were not, it was everywhere. People were considerate about smoking.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
And now, they don't give a fuck. People, I mean, get away from me. Don't blow no cigarette smoke on my face. And especially them black mouths they be smoking. I don't want nobody, that gets on your clothes. I don't want nobody. I hate when somebody standing next to me like that about walk away. Walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, 80 cents to ride public transportation out there. It's free to get another bus.
Yeah.
Once you get off that one, train station is clean. But Fiorella was like, the food tasted funny at first, and then she had to start getting used to it. But she's young, so she didn't have the food we ate growing up, James. So she was like, everything's GMO free over there. I said, yeah. They got the same restaurants we have here, but they put the poison in our food, but they don't do that over here.
Yeah.
They do not do it. Or them CEOs were going to prison over there.
Yeah, they're
That's why
one of their top officials warned a month or so ago that they're starting the new COVID-19 up again, trying to warn us, and then sure enough, here it is. It's like they weren't wrong.
I've been knowing it was going to be a second pandemic. They've been talking about it for a while. They know it's coming back again.
Just be like, fuck those masks. They don't do shit, and there's record of it. Fuck off. That's what I would say. I'd say fuck off.
Yeah.
I'd be like, and if you want to go and kick me out of your establishment, good. You don't get any of my fucking money. Go and pay lip service to some fucking government alphabet faggot that'll go and pay your attention to your fucking dumbasses and give them a finger and leave. Because I would make a fucking scene.
And Thomas Renz, he got several lawsuits. He found the lawsuits against the hospitals and the doctors because they murdered people that went in that hospital with COVID. They ain't died of no damn COVID. That ventilator and that Resmedivir.
Yeah. It all works
think
now.
Their loved ones died from that. Huh?
Yeah, hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin's all good.
Yeah. You can go to drStanuelEmanuel.com and give it a virtual visit, and she'll give you a script for them things. You just have to purchase it.
Yep.
Yep. Because because a guy filed a lawsuit against the pharmacy because they wouldn't fill his ivermectin, and the pharmacy won. They didn't have to fill it. You want an ivermectin filled, they would not do it. Everybody in towing line with this shit. Everybody. I hope when Trump get in, he get all of them and take all their assets to cover the damage they have done. He put that in the executive order to get find them children. He found a lot of them. They ain't showed on news. I saw it online. I'm like, damn, they got a whole bunch in Ohio. When Putin got over in Ukraine, it was like a tunnel, bunch of kids in there. They was trafficking them. Them soldiers, them Ukrainian soldiers, be out there having gay sex. Don't make that. You really got it over there.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
I saw
Wait, so those neo-Nazis are having gay anal sex with each other?
That's crazy.
Yes, they are. Did you see them dancing in high heels?
Oh, you mean that hooker-heeled Jaime? The president?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Holy bejesus. Yeah, I'm not, if you want to be gay and join the military, I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, that's a good picture. Burn back better.
But I know, but if you're gonna, but I don't think you're gonna be very threatening wearing a skirt, running with a fucking M16 in your hand in battle. That's all I gotta say.
No, they dress
That's
like
an
men.
easy target. It's an easy target.
And there was a trans soldier out there. Also, they finished the interview. Bomb went off over there. She got into she got in and had to rush up to the hospital. I mean, really, and my brother is such, he hasn't been to war, but he thinks the military the army is so great. He said, I wouldn't have the life I had if it wasn't for them. I said, are you talking to other soldiers?
Right.
I'm like, you living in a fantasy world. And you gonna tell me I got 6 anthrax vaccines. Are you serious?
Wow.
And then when I heard McGregor say, all the different generals we had, they never upgraded weapons. They all old from World War II.
From where? From World War II?
They're the weapons they have, the military.
Oh, yeah.
They don't upgrade.
Are you talking about Russia doesn't upgrade or we don't upgrade?
No, U.S. The U.S. You
Yeah.
can see them drones Russia got, man. Them drones is nice. They gonna do a lot of stuff.
Everybody's military is trying to beat everybody else's military. That's
They're
for
just
sure.
flexing.
Yeah. Well, here, yeah, of course, it's a dick measuring contest. But the biggest thing is there's a lot of money that goes into the military-industrial complex, which we all know that. Now, as far as
too
Russia
much damn money.
Yeah, well, none of that money, most of that money doesn't go into there. It's a money laundering scam. We all know that.
Ponzi scheme.
But when Russia does it, and most countries out there, it pays for what it says it's paying for. To protect
they don't pay as much money
from,
as we do.
Yeah, to protect themselves from us. To protect themselves from us. Yeah, that's it.
And he's arming Africa, too. He's giving them arms so they can defend themselves.
Yeah.
U.S. ain't nothing but big damn bullies. That's all they are, bullies.
Yeah.
Holding countries hostages over that damn dollar.
I'm okay with other countries charging our career criminal politicians with various war crimes, and it'll be okay with me. I mean, you can go and You can go and those are the kind of people that you should be picking out of our country because you actually have an argument against them that could actually lead to their death sentence. I mean,
well, the
these
U.S. threatened the criminal court, the world court. They threatened them because they was going to go after them by war crime. They say, if you come after us, we coming after you, and they ain't do shit.
Yeah, so crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Come
like,
on, we got great.
I mean, here's one thing. Come on, you got a weak tranny military.
Yep.
And you can go after these career criminal politicians. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, voters. You know. You know. Forgive us for being ignorant at choosing certain candidates. However, it's the responsible of the candidate, and they should be held accountable. I know that the whole people should go and hold the people in public should go and hold these local officials accountable for fuckery.
Yeah.
Like that girl said, there's more of us than them.
Exactly. There are more of us than they are of them, because I actually still see them as the fucking fruity little club, though.
Yeah,
and they, and the fruity little club has their gadgets and all. However, they won't even with their gadgets, it won't outnumber all of us. Even whatever it is.
Well, there's 17 million veterans out there that are just not really happy with the way the country's going, and they're not big about the Burn Back Better plan. For sure.
They're not.
No, they're not.
And there was this one veteran. He was it made me feel really, really bad for him. And he was crying because, the way this country, the direction where it's turning, he actually started crying. And I empathize. Sure. That's kind of people I empathize with.
Yeah, people that
care. Was that the 100-year-old former Marine vet?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that video. I started crying.
Yeah.
He just recently died, too.
Yeah.
Oh, did y'all see the video? The FBI bum rush and raided this 98-year-old woman's house because she on the newspaper talking about they did it about identity theft. That 98-year-old walking with a walker, she cursing them out, too.
Yeah.
And she died the next day.
Yeah, that's so fucked up.
And she died the next day.
Yep.
That's fucked up. And they gave her all her stuff back. They are big fucking bullies.
Yeah, that was a raid because she's that paper is a conservative paper. It's a conservative news.
Yeah, they
newspaper.
going after them conservatives, boy.
They're going after everybody.
They want that one. They want that one party to rule this world. Hell no, the Democrats ain't gonna get the chance to do that. Damn it, no.
Well, I got to tell you right now that like I said, if you look at the title of this show, they're not stopping. They're not stopping. They're still fucking doing their shit. Nobody's really stopping. I call once or twice a month my senator or some House of Representative, and I let them know what the fuck's going on and say, you guys need to get your shit together and stop this craziness. But it's still happening. The sad part about everything that we're talking about is it seems like we just can't keep up. It's just getting crazy. We got Jamie Lee Curtis again, encouraging followers to mask up again with COVID on the rise. Right? Again.
Well, some universities already got some students wearing it now.
It's fucking crazy.
People are too submissive, though. People should really wake the fuck up. And we're warning you.
Meek, malleable, and obedient. Meek, malleable,
they ain't get the memo. The CDC said the mask, nothing they did ever work. They literally said that.
right, guys. I've been on since 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Thank you for being
Thank you
here.
again,
Thank you for
James.
joining. It's great
Thank
to
you,
have you on
Cheryl.
here.
Good to see you guys. You guys take care and you be safe out there.
Okay, be safe out there. If you hear anything weird or different, please let me know. Contact me, because I'll report it immediately and document it. It's all documented. All right.
Understood.
All
If there's
right.
any
Aloha,
crazy
guys.
shenanigans going on, I'll let you know.
They're everywhere.
Yep.
Aloha. Bye-bye.